Okay. Okay.
What's going on, you guys? Gaming Addict here, Lord Addict. I'm assuming some of you on the podcast know me as Lord Addict. I got my co-host with me, Hustle and Motivate. What's going on, Hustle?
I'm good. Wait. Since you're Lord Addict, and it seems like I'm down with y'all now. Does that make me Lord Hustle now? Do I need to change my name or like?
Look,
Okay, I
man, if
just
you
need to
want to,
know.
you can. I mean, it don't matter to me, man. Like,
Hey,
what's
what's up?
funny is people keep like making fun of like my different uh personas, like because I have Gaming Addict, Lord Addict,
Hmm.
and I'm like, look, man. First off, I can't help that. See, like Lord Addict is just the gaming addict part of it. Like it's not like people want me to change my name to Lord Addict, and it's just like that. That's the reason I'm called Lord Addict is because of the addict from Gaming Addict. Like I don't have to get rid of Gaming Addict. I'm called Lord Addict. Like we ain't calling like Cognito by his full name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what
I
were you?
mean,
Oh, what was
well,
you
no, I
saying?
just wanted to say I think it just makes more sense to have everything coincide with one thing. I'm hustling, motivate everywhere, but for the sakes of the show, man, I do want to be cohesive. So if you like, you can call me Hustle for short. Call me Lord Hustle. It's
Okay.
all good, man.
That,
Either way.
that's fine. So, what have you been playing, man? What's been going on with you this week?
Oh man, so I was supposed to start playing Kenna, and I actually tried to start this live streaming last week, but I wasn't playing that. I got caught up, y'all. Got caught up in 64 gang. I've been playing No Mercy. Don't know if y'all can see it. I've been playing No Mercy. I just been trying to, cause I'm gearing up for those live streams. So I want to make a creative character, but I need money to buy the moves and stuff. So I kind of want to make that a whole thing. But I've been playing like No Mercy like this entire time, and I mean, just having a good time with that. How about yourself, Addict? What you been running? I think you ran Deathloop. I know you beat that. What else you been playing?
Um, I've been playing a little bit more Bravery Default too. I'm actually gonna get back into the Pokemon scene, see if I can get me a competitive team. They do have
Ah,
that horrible looking remake coming out at the end of the month, next month. Look, I'm not saying that's like not bad or anything like that. Like, but I'm saying like in terms of Pokemon, I don't want it to look like Animal Crossing. If that makes sense to you. But
yeah.
is that going to stop me from buying it? Probably not, and probably still going to buy it. But you know, it is going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting how that goes. You know, we do got a great show for you guys, man. We're going to be talking about, I know it's not on here, but we are going to talk about the Last of Us 2 factions being delayed again. Well, it's not really been delayed, but you get what I'm saying, man. You get what I'm saying. And then we're gonna talk. I kind of want to break down the Xbox Studios, man. Like I really do. I want to break down exactly what we think's gonna happen with these studios, what kind of quality games they're gonna make. I want to talk about something like that as well. And then we're probably gonna end it with that Halo beta, man. Did you play any of that this weekend, Hustle, or did you get a chance to? Because I know only being 2 days, sometimes it's hard to get into stuff that's like only got a time limit.
Man, they had me feeling like I believe his name is Eric Andre. I was like, let me in. They would not let me in the joint, and I signed up for it when they had the E3 showcase with all the 28 games going to Game Pass and all that. I signed up for it then, and they still wouldn't let me in. Now, from what I understand, they'll have like a weekend this weekend upcoming, the way everybody can like play. We just gotta like re-sign up. But I had given 343 my information. Now I signed up for the beta. I did like the whole DX thing, whatever that information is, the way you show them what your PC is, the way you give them all that information.
Mm-hmm.
I took a screenshot, gave them all that information. I know a few of my homies got in, but I couldn't get in, and I was like, "Come on, man!" But I guess we'll talk about that, or I guess maybe we can get into it. I mean, from what I saw Alex. Oh no, it
Yeah,
was Alex. He streamed it. It was looking shaky, but I think it was looking shaky because he tried to stream it as well. Um,
yeah.
I saw Eric. Yeah, what's up?
It seemed like Erica's she was enjoying it a lot. It seemed like Alex was having
Hmm.
more like technical issues than anything.
Hmm. Yeah, Eric Empire, who's another like big Halo guy. I saw him stream it. His stream was perfectly fine. He had much weaker GPU than I have, and like his stream was perfectly fine. So I'm not really sure what that issue was. Hey, Addict, let me ask you something.
Hmm.
Did you see that melee glitch?
Oh, you talking about where they mailing like they One Piece man? Like that was like look, I what's funny is on
Oh
Wipe
my
Away,
god.
I heard Kid Smooth say that they should keep it in there. I'm like, okay, kid.
Oh come on.
See, the Kid Smooth
I ain't
would
gonna
be
lie.
saying some crazy stuff like that, man. That way he has a
Uh,
way to cheap kill me, so he can claim he killed me one time in 100 games.
Shout out to Smooth, man. But no. The that tech test, it looked fun, man. I'm just upset that I couldn't take part in it. It's just one of them things. Hopefully I'll be able to get into the next one. I do want to ask anybody and everybody in the chat. Oh, first of all, how are our audio levels? That's first of all. Second of all, was anybody able to get into the tech test? If so, let me know your experience in the chat.
I think our audios are pretty decent because normally this chat's pretty vocal when our audios are pretty out of this way. So you got the $10 super chat from Drawn TJ. I think you want me to call you Drawn TJ or Drawn in TJ. We'll go with that, man, because I feel like that's the better one, man. Atticatulo, I'll handle that here in a second. So, hi guys. By the way, you had to go in the Insider app on Xbox to get it. Love you guys. This is by far the best Halo ever. Yeah, I would have to honestly agree. Let me change this real quick.
All right, Attic, while you're doing that,
Right.
I did do that. TJ, I did that. Like I literally signed up and did my thing, and I was like, I literally had everything in order. Like this, because they asked you all that. They asked you for your email. They asked you for all that information. So I'm like, cool, we in there.
What
Everybody else, what's up?
I think what it is I think that's they could have been a little bit more clear on how things were going with this kind of the app in general, because when you better be grateful, because last time Hustle, the last one they did for like that weekend, it was bad. Like I remember playing something else and just sitting on my Xbox at the dashboard hoping that would let it go through one time. And look, like, I respect the way 343 is handling this, because to me, they want to make sure that this comes out and it works properly. And I always have to give people props for that, because what's going to happen is now, first they did the PvP against bots, and it was only bots. And people's like, oh, why is it just bots? You know, that makes no sense. Hustle, the reason they did bots is because if you're filling half the team with bots, does it make more sense that you're going to cover like double the servers? Because half the team's bots, so you need 2 lobbies to do one actual official game. So you're doubling the traffic in the actual server to test the servers. That's the reason they did the bots.
Oh, well, okay. So thank you for explaining that to me, because I kind of was a little in the dark on that too. I'm sure they had good reason, but I mean, nobody should really complain. Like, these are tech tests. Like, anything that we throw at it, like with the melee glitch and all that, we supposed to throw all of that and plus more at the team. Really quick, Dark Queen Gaming, happy birthday. I hope all is well. You don't have to share your age or anything, but I hope you got everything that you wanted for your birthday this year.
Yeah, definitely happy birthday, man. We got that $5 super chat from Drawn NTI. Your audio is good. I got in. It's awesome. Sorry to hear that, bro. You'll definitely get into it this weekend. Stay cool, guys. Is this weekend public?
Yeah, so this weekend, from what I understood, is public to everybody. It's one of my homies sent it in the DM, said it was public to everybody, but you have to be even the Xbox players, but you have to go through the app. So I guess the app is made available on the dashboard, I'm assuming. I'm gonna try to do it on PC, and we're gonna see. Somebody gonna walk me through it. I got enough great people around me to walk me through it, because boy, sometimes I ain't so smart. But we're gonna have to figure all that out. I can't wait to play, to be honest with you, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, because like I've been seeing, like I saw BG posting footage of it. I saw what Alex went through. I saw Erica play a bit of it, and I saw my man Eric play. He played a bit of it too. It looked cool, man. It's giving me like Halo 3 vibes, to be completely honest with you. I haven't played it yet, so I can't really speak on it. It's just like the look and the feel, and I love the positive reception that 343 is getting, because as we know, 343 it kind of been stumbling a little bit. So it's good to see that they're getting a positive reception in this light.
Yeah, so what we're going to do, I was going to save Halo Infinite's tech test for last, but since we've already dug into it pretty good, let's just go ahead and talk about that first. So let's get that out of the way. Now, here's what I enjoy about this game. I enjoy the way it feels. Like, I'm not going to say that Halo 5 was a good multiplayer. I feel like a lot of people overlooked its multiplayer because of how underwhelming. I'm not going to say that the single player was hot garbage because I don't think it was. I just think it was really underwhelming. And I think there was a lot of pacing issues with it. I think they were reusing assets. I don't know exactly what went down with that game, but it was definitely interesting how things went. So then, you go over there, you look at the pacing that they've put into Halo Infinite in general. It feels more like the old Halo games than anything. And I can respect that because I feel like at the end of the day, that's one of the biggest things that matters is it matters exactly how it feels. It's hard to really accommodate older fans and then still bring in newer fans, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does. And I'm actually pleased to hear that you're comparing this to the Halos of the past. I've been playing Halo 5 with the troubleshooters. I probably got like 10 hours in it. Don't necessarily quote me on that, but I have been playing Halo 5 on the Xbox via Game Pass and everything. I'm having a blast. Hopping up on the Warhog, with the one that shoot rockets. Like, yeah, I'm killing spree, killing frenzy, all of it there, all of it's to me, and then capture the flag and everything. That to me is like so dope, just running that. And so it's kind of like reassuring to hear that this multiplayer so far so good. Like that's like reassuring to hear. Like I'm actually happy to hear that because as we know, the multiplayer is free and any and everybody can come in. So I'm just looking forward to a really good multiplayer. And can I speak on the single player for Halo 5?
Yeah, we can speak on it.
All right, I figured because I have not played it yet, but I think everybody's issue was that it was just advertised wrong. All right, Smooth kind of had spoiled it for me. He's like Locke and Master Chief. They make it seem like they're getting it on, like they're gonna really get it on and throw hands, but they kind of don't really. So
not even a little bit.
Well, hey, I haven't gotten through it yet. However, I mean that's probably just why people seem to be disappointed. The multiplayer, I'm like that's something I'm anticipating to play, man. Like that's something I really want to like really get in because I used to be a Halo dude. Like because I know Pete, y'all may know me from playing a lot of Gears, and that started with Gears 5, by the way. I played in B Halo 1. I didn't play in B Halo 2. I played Halo 3 multiplayer a lot, like a whole lot. Like when Gears was out, I was not playing Gears. I was playing Halo 3. So I mean, I got history with the game and everything. It's just it looks like everything is going to quote unquote come together, regardless if co-op is their day one and that. I think that we may not have much to worry about. Edic, I do have a question. When do you think we'll see anything in regards to the multiplayer? You don't have to answer this right away, but after we finish our points, I kind of want to.
You mean the single player?
The single player, yes, sir.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
For some reason, I'm feeling like they about to drop that. Like, you want us to single player, buy the damn game. I don't know why, but like, I think I got a feeling, man. So let's get this Flame super chat real quick. We got a $2 super chat from Flame. Not like the Battle Pass progress. Good game though. Let's talk about that a little bit. We'll come back to the single player thing here in a second. The Battle Pass, that's the biggest thing that they've done. I wasn't feeling the no co-op at launch, but that Battle Pass is when I was like, nah, that's not it. Because to me, if there's anything I hate in Destiny, I know a lot of you probably don't play Destiny, but I can't stand the way Destiny does. Like there's this event called Iron Banner. It's pretty much like where your level counts. They got it like once or twice a month. I can't remember how many times, but we're going to go once or twice a month. I know that's pretty wide range. I don't like the fact that they encourage you and reward you for using other weapons. So like for instance, there will be a quest in Destiny. It's like, yo, use sidearms. And then you got a bunch of Guardians walking in Iron Banner that don't like sidearms. So what is that naturally doing, Hustle? That's making the experience worse because people are using guns that they don't like. So now I got and then not to mention, if you have at least, competent teammates, you can maybe rock with that. But when you have bad teammates on top of making them use guns they don't want to use, do you think that's a good mixture there, Hustle?
Nah, but okay, so I don't play Destiny, so I do have a question in regards to that. Are your guns, like, do your guns level up? Is that a thing? The way, like, you may have, like, a pistol, but your pistol's level 5? Like in
no.
Division 2.
Do
they level up at all?
Not really. It's really just, like, the light level. Like, the higher light level you are, every 10 light, it's pretty much a different bracket of damage. But
for all weapons.
Yeah, for everything.
Gotcha.
And I think that that's the biggest thing I just don't like is like that's my fear with Halo. We're gonna have unbalanced teams because you're forcing people to use weapons they don't want to use. Instead of just I can understand, okay, let's season pass, got 100 levels. Let's say you do you give them the amount of experience that you would normally give them just for winning or participating in a match. But then if you do these daily to weekly challenges on top of that, you're probably going to finish that season pass a lot quicker. That's the way that it should be, and that's the way that everything does. But for some reason, 343 is like, hold my beer. Let's do something new. and I think it's going to blow up in their face. I really do. Like, I hope they change this. This is the one thing I can honestly say that 343 in terms of multiplayer is dropping the ball on, because I do feel like in terms of multiplayer, we don't know about that single player. We don't know yet. I feel like they've done everything right. But this is a big deal, too, how they're doing the progression system. Like, it's equivalent. Hustle, do they have any weeklies or stuff in Gears? Because I don't play that trash multiplayer.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. But that was the point that you must be reading my mind. That's the exact point that I was about to bring up. So initially, when Gears first started, for reference sake, or I guess disclosure sake, I got like 130 hours in Gears 5. Pull up if you want smoke. Say no, but I got 130 hours in that. And what they used to do in order to like unlock the characters and everything, they would make you play different modes of different games. You know, with the troubleshooters, we primarily played King of the Hill. We didn't really play TDM like that. We wasn't playing, I think it's Escalation. We wasn't playing that. We wasn't playing like none of the other modes. Like even Horde had a mode the way like if you played with Horde, if you wanted to get Elizabeth Carmine, if you wanted to get her, you had to do all these different things. Over time, and you couldn't change them at first, I don't think. But over time, what happened was with Gears, you can press like the X button and it'll give you 3 different objectives that you can do, and you can keep swapping them in and swapping them out. And I think Halo is doing that now. I think whoever came over there, because it was reported that somebody from 343 came over there. Now, I don't want to assume anything, but it looked like somebody put the bug in their ear. It was like, hey, we do this on our multiplayer. You should do this too.
See,
and it's so trash, dog. I hated that joint, but Gears ended up fixing it, though. They ended up fixing it to where you got points for like the games you played. And I think Halo's going to go back to that once they hit the outcry.
I have a feeling they're going to, because I think that you see an outcry now, but when the game comes out, it's going to hit different because then people are dealing with it. And to me, it's just like, look, I get it, but I just don't understand why they would even try something like this. Like, now you're not going to have people that just want to kick it, don't care to get the challenges. They know if they play enough, they're going to get to a level 100 anyway. But now, to my knowledge, you got to do the weeklies and the dailies. And if you don't do the weeklies and dailies, you're never going to get to the end of the season pass. So you're going to always have people trying to, I'm assuming they're going to have stuff like shoot people with rockets and shoot people, hit people with gravity hammers. You're going to have people camping out at the power weapons just to get a hold of them. And
that sounds like a multiplayer to me, Addict. They run straight toward them power weapons. They bums anyway. But listen, see, I'm not that good. Now, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let me get a perspective this way, Hustle. Some people don't care. For instance, when I'm in the when I'm in Destiny, and they're like, "Yo, kill people with machine gun." I'm in that. I want to get this step done. I don't care if I'm contributing to the team or not. I'm in that. I'm gonna sit by the heavy for the last 30 seconds, knowing I'm not doing nothing for the team. And that's my fear that's going to happen in this game, is that people will be like, I need to get that gravity hammer. I need to get that, whatever gun that they're trying to get. And they're going to camp by where that place is until it spawns back. So now that, and it's only 4v4. So if one person does that, and there could be multiple that do that, guess what, Hustle? It's automatically a 3-on-4 or 2-on-4. And, we could say both teams are going to do that, so it's going to kind of level out. But it's just like, come on. Like, this is such a bad idea. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they have fixed the issue that everyone in the industry is having in terms of challenges and the way that they do these kind of mission types. But maybe they found the answer. I doubt it, but maybe they have. I'm not going to put too much thought into that. But how do you feel about that?
Well, I'll tell you, because like I said, sadly, I haven't played it yet, but I saw BG playing it, and they had 2 gravity hammers on the field. So I don't think it's going to be a super unbalanced thing to where there's only going to be the one thing there, and it's going to be a mad race to go get it. I think, at least from according to what I saw on I don't even know what the name of the map was. I was just watching the gameplay, I was like, okay, there's two of those, and if there is one of those things, there are ways to counteract somebody picking up or somebody like not getting a power weapon. Typically in Gears, what I used to do, and shout out to Lady Foxfire in the chat, she can actually speak to this. If somebody ran to a boom or ran to a snipe, you can pick up them joints and you can pocket them. Or Halo, you pick up the gravity hammer, right? Once you die, it drops on the field. But on Gears, it didn't. And I kind of wish Halo would adopt that, because like a lot of people will have like the power weapons, and I will.
Oh, it does. It drops when you kill someone in Halo. They drop their stuff.
No, well, that's what I mean. I wish they would kind of go against that. I wish that once you have it in your possession, and if you switch away from it, can't nobody else get it. Because a lot of people do be cheesing with them power weapons. I've done that with like frags. I've done it with pretty much every power weapon you can think of. Because I really don't use that. You know me, man. It's Nash gang all day over here. But I use like the basic generic weapons because like that's how I had to learn how to play. But I mean, I don't think, but and I know it's not a part of the Halo meta or something like that, but they can really take advantage of like these objectives that you have in the game, and they can really it can really be like a super fun thing to do. Like get like a Hail Mary during the match to get experience point. You can throw a sticky grenade and try to stick 1-2 people, try to stick 4 people during the match or whatever case may be. They can really have fun with it, and I can see where the fun can be had. But I don't like the fact that they don't give you experience. I bought a bag of Doritos today, and like for the longest time, ever since my 360 days, what they used to do with Halo 3 in particular, maybe you remember, maybe you don't. Every time you buy a bag of Doritos on Mountain Dew or something, they were like, hey, use this code to get experience on the back. I would kind of feel better with them doing that than making you do these objectives. I can understand that you can have fun with them, but not everybody going through that, because not everybody's going to have time to play it all day long. Like I might be able to play Halo maybe once, twice a week, if anything. And that's if I'm not streaming, right? I might be able to do it twice a week if I'm lucky. So I mean, yeah. So I hope they find a way around because you said you got to play it daily to get up. And if you got to play,
I don't think you. It's not that you have to play it daily. To my knowledge, the only way to get XP is to do the daily, and I don't know if there's weekly. I assume there's going to be weekly challenges to keep doing those to get the XP. Like they don't just generally give you XP for beating the actual mission. Just for completing it. And I think that's the biggest issue, because to me, I want Halo to come out and be the best it possibly can be.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I think and this is sad to say. First of all, shout out to Xbot in the chat. We see you, boy. This is sad to say. The glory days of Halo, as of right now, are behind them. You remember when Halo 3 came out in 2007, I do believe? That was an event. Attic, are we okay?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Okay. That was an actual event. I remember when that dropped. Like, that was the reason why I had like run out there and get a 360, even though I couldn't get it day one. That was the reason. That was when G4 TV was a thing. The world stopped. Now, it's entirely possible for Halo to have this appeal again. It probably won't have it with this game here, but it's impossibly, and it's possibly like plausible for them to like move like this again, because we saw, for better or for worse, we saw what Cyberpunk did. A lot of people in our community was like, yo, that was a whole event. That was a whole event on Steam crashing. That was a whole thing. And I'm not saying that Halo can't come back to that. I'm just saying maybe not right now. I hope they do though. I hope they do, because that was a whole event, man. And there's so much riding on this. There's a lot. So when we do hit, yes. So when we hear stuff like, you're not having this at launch, you're not having that at launch. Oh, you want to play the multiplayer? You got to do this, and this. You got to jump through hoops. I mean, it don't bode well.
It's taking away from the fact that it's just like, let's just play the game. Like, and that's my biggest fear. Like, I was a little upset when it come to the co-op experience. I did feel like that's a key component to Halo, but I do understand that is a feature. It's not like what made Halo Halo. I do think it was one of the key features, but it was a feature. They don't necessarily need that at launch. I would prefer that at launch, but who am I to tell them that they need something that someone else might need? That, just because I'm going to play it with, maybe you, Kid Smooth, doesn't mean everyone's going to. And it's kind of, it's kind of unfair for me to tell the people that are going to play this game by themselves that they got to wait 3 months just because I want to play with another person. And so we got a $2 super chat from Flame. They just need to copy Master Chief's Battle Pass and XP. I agree with you, Flame. And to be honest with you, I think Hustle can agree with me. They're going to fix this. This isn't something that's going to be too far into the thing. I would not be surprised within a month of this game coming out, they fix it. Because to me, this is going to be a very long, juvenated game for them. And if they don't make sure it works properly and everyone gets what they want, I do think it's going to blow up in their face.
I want to highlight a comment from Big Cloud. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to Big Cloud if you haven't done so. Also, he has Agent 47 on his podcast in the very near future. Ask him for details. This game has to hit on all cylinders. Big Cloud, you are 1,000% right. Listen, Mario would not go out like this. You understand? Like PlayStation or Nintendo wouldn't let Mario go out like this. PlayStation, for better or for worse, wouldn't let The Last of Us go out like this, regardless of what people may think of The Last of Us 2 story.
I mean, PlayStation did say we're just not going to give you multiplayer at all and just cut that entire thing from it. So, like, I don't think that's a good example, Hustle, because, like, you know, not that it go at you. God of War is a good example. God of War is a good example. God of War is
the better example. Okay, now you got me on that. But no, but you can't let that's your baby. Like that. I was looking at a video last night with Adam Sessler on G4 TV, and they was talking about the birth of Halo. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the birth of Halo, just look up G4 icons with Halo. You'll see how it started off as a third-person game, or I think it was a real-time strategy, and then it turned to third-person, and then they put it back to first-person. It was on Apple, it was on Mac, yada, yada, yada. I'm going on. They went over the whole thing, like, you know, Bungie, when they originally did it, they almost went out of business behind that joint, and it turned into Microsoft's, like, franchise IP. And by the way, it's completely by accident. People was not hyping Halo at first. I promise you I wasn't, because I remember that Xbox launch. People wasn't hyping that. Hello?
Yeah, my bad. I forgot it does that. Like, it does that weird thing where it's like, yo, let's just stop the whole conversation for no reason. I forgot it done that.
Sorry, y'all.
No, that's not your fault. I thought it was just gonna add him in here, but you know, we do got Big Clyde. He wanted to come through here and talk. I'm fixing the things a little bit. You know, and plus, you know, Big Cloud, whenever you get in here, definitely promote your interview, man. Like, yeah, you and Jabari over here making the Iron Lords podcast guests. Like, we need to step our game up. Like, so while we're waiting for him to do what you guys are doing, we should be able to hear everyone. I can't hear you, Big Cloud, but we'll talk while you get that taken care of. Halo is a big thing. Now, I will say that I do feel like Halo isn't as important as it used to be, because that's all Microsoft had. They have a little bit more to we hear. They have a little bit more to work with, but I will say that in a world where they can get Halo even back to a remnant of what it used to be, and that is the best case scenario for Microsoft. And to me, it's like, you're not showing me that you're trying that. Like, I feel like you want to go ahead and rush the product out the door. I don't know if rushing is a good term, but it's just like, man, this is Halo we're talking about. Like that's why me and Kid Smooth, we fought over it, because I was like, delay that sucker. Let's wait 6 months. I know people don't want that delayed. I know they're going to get clowned on. But at this point, they delayed it from the Xbox Series X launch title. What is a couple more months at this point?
It's called quality control. That's all it is. But no, we've had this conversation so many times. I even said this with Game On Daily on the show. Like, this is your iconic franchise. Like, imagine if Sony did this with Spider-Man and screwed up and fumbled like this. You know what I'm saying? That hurts the reputation. That hurts the game. You want this to launch in its best way possible. So personally, they definitely do need to delay this game. They need to go back to the drawing board on whatever issues that they have. I'm not saying they have to delay it by a year. I'm not saying nothing like that, but I'm saying quality control is always a must. The last thing you ever want, especially for Halo, is to have a situation like, wait for it, Cyberpunk. Nobody wants that situation.
I don't think that we're nowhere near a Cyberpunk scenario, but I think this is just one of those things where it's like, what's best for the game, not necessarily a quality thing. It's like, you know, just because there's not a co-op experience doesn't mean the quality of the game's not going to be there. But to have that co-op experience is going to enhance the experience in general. So it's just like you should make sure that's there. Like as far as Forge, I think 6 months is too long to wait for that. But 3 months is fine. Delay that 3 months. Get that get that co-op experience working, and then in 3 months Forge drops. That's fine. But like I'm just like they don't want to delay it, and it's like look like as long as the single player comes out and it's fine. I guess at the end of the day I don't care because I can play it by myself.
Yeah, the single player will sell it, but let's face it, a lot of us, most of us, when it came to this game and leading up to it, we were talking about playing this in co-op, were we not?
Oh no,
that's one of the key features that we were talking about.
That's why I was so vocal about this because it's like look like I was gonna play with my brother, I was gonna play with Kid Smooth. It's like, but now none of that is an option, and I get it. Like I said earlier, I can't say that they needed to delay this just because I want to play it with someone when there's probably way more people that's going to play by themselves anyway. But, I do want to rail this back a little bit. Since you came in here, BitCloud, like, did you play the Halo Infinite beta at all? Or the tech test, whatever the hell they're calling it?
Not this one, no. Not this one. Didn't I get a chance to play it. I watched everybody else play it. Everybody said it was good from what we saw. And it looked fine. It looks great from what they've done. So they definitely improved the multiplayer. I'm just, obviously when it comes out, we'll see what the main package is. That's obviously what 343's main issue has been, is just the package. They'll do good on one thing, you know what I mean? But not great on the other. Like, we haven't seen the story. We haven't played the story all the way. So it's up to them at this point.
Yeah, I agree with you because I feel like they got a good multiplayer, and they do. And as far as the single player, I do understand. Like, I myself aren't too worried about that because I know that single player, even if it's a disappointment, I know it to me personally, it's going to be like, man, that was disappointing. I'll say it in my review. But then after that review, I'm going back to the multiplayer, and I'll probably never talk about the single player again. Besides, like, clowning if it's a bad single player and like a party on Xbox Live. Like, that multiplayer is more important to me in general, but I do understand that the single player it's really important, especially from a review wise, because that multiplayer could be great. That single player is really bad. No one's gonna play that multiplayer.
And you've been talking about this for a while too. You even said on LP, like, your faith in 343 is not at the highest. You know what I mean? It's not there where it was when they first started getting on the Halo projects. You see what I'm saying? So you're not alone in this conversation. You see it on social media. You see it in videos. I'm not talking about PlayStation guys. You've seen them with Xbox guys, voice their opinions. 343 and their overall I would say their faith that people have into them is not super high. They're going into this, giving them a chance, but make no mistake about it, it's like thin ice. This is something they have to really knock out they got to knock this out the park. It legit. Dude saying that it's going to be great because of the multiplayer. Some people played it, said the overall package is done because of that. No. This is Halo. This is more than just Halo. More than just multiplayer. This is everything. Story mode, everything. It has to legit deliver.
Yeah, and everything. I completely 100% agree. Let's get some of these super chats out of the way. We got a 5 super chat from Mr. Irishman. Personally, don't think it's bad. It's too bad, especially compared to free-to-play games that I think 343 has already said they're changing. It's just not for launch. I agree. I agree there, man. Like, I'm not gonna say that. I don't think it's doom and gloom. I think it is eyebrow raising, and I think that. Maybe not individually, these aren't a huge deal, but this is a lot of things that they're missing at launch. And I don't think we can really say that there's not a lot of things missing at launch. So we got a $5 super chat from Cade Forever. So it looks like Cog's boy Colin has gotten into some significant controversy a few days ago over T2. Take two. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's talk about that real quick. All right, let me make sure. Oh, man. Okay. All right, let me get these super chats. Well, no, actually, I don't want. Let's talk about that real quick. I will get to the super chats here in a minute. What do you guys think of Colin Moriarty's criticism on Microsoft and how they're approaching stuff, and where he says that they will become the villain in their own story if they keep purchasing big publishing outlets, a lot of developers. Hustle, how do you feel about that? Do you feel like, he does have a point there? Do you feel like that sooner or later people are going to start side-eyeing? It's like, you're not trying to nurture anything. You're just trying to take content away from people.
That's kind of what I said to COD like before, but I'm treating Grand Theft Auto like just talk about the Grand Theft Auto thing. I would treat Grand Theft Auto like it's Minecraft, right? You said how Minecraft is still available anywhere else you want to go play it. If that acquisition were to happen, NBA 2K, Grand Theft Auto, and whatever other big game that they got over there, Take-Two, them joints still gonna be available everywhere. So, and I heard what Colin said. I respectfully disagree. Of course, he's entitled to his opinion, but there is no way that Microsoft turns down that type of money. We just saw Grand Theft Auto sell like 150 million. Grand Theft Auto 5, that just sold 150 mil, dog. You think they're gonna just get that up just to say, oh, we got an exclusive over here? Yeah, Microsoft might got the money for it, but they ain't stupid.
They'll never make the return on their investment buying a studio like that ever.
Not at all. That's why, like, if they do it, it'll still be available everywhere. All would be, yeah, I mean, they'll still be able
not to mention, like, besides GTA, what does Take-Two even have to offer like that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe the 2K franchise, like that's all. But the 2K franchise comes with licensing headaches too. It's not like you only just get that and you get to constantly make that. Like, to me, the only thing that Take-Two got going for them, like going for them, is that GTA franchise. And I'm not saying, I know that the chat's already in there. They're already about to say some stuff. What about Borderlands? I'm not saying that they don't own stuff or they help publish stuff that's good games. I'm saying in terms of quality and the value that Microsoft would be looking for, GTA would be the only thing that would be of a significant value to buy a company like that. And to me, I'm going to ask you guys, wouldn't it be just cheaper to give them a couple $2 billion and just make that a timed exclusive? Like, it's just like, it makes no sense to buy that whole company. Like, there is so much more companies out there that Microsoft can get their foot in to actually benefit them.
WB. Yeah, I've been saying WB Games to counter Insomniac's Spider-Man and Wolverine. We've been talking about this for a while. They need a Superman, superhero game to combat Spider-Man. Why not have something like that? Have that be your poster boy, something you could put on banners everywhere around the world and go, hey, guys, guess what? Superman, exclusive to Xbox. Batman, exclusive to Xbox.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Flash,
I said it last week. I said, listen, man, sometimes you got to play that game right along with them. They can have their own DC universe. I said that last week.
That's what I said.
Right, because Square Enix can't do it right. Y'all, you see that, Hellstrom. They can't do it right. What is Sony doing? Sony's building their own. They doing Wolverine. They're going to have the X-Men be thrown into this. Then they're going to merge them. Mm-hmm. That's what they're doing. That's the long-term goal. They're trying to replicate what you're seeing in the movies, but bring it in game form. Why isn't Microsoft doing that with like Batman v Superman? I would buy that for an Xbox. I would buy that on the Xbox platform.
I'm down
for stuff like that.
I feel like I don't personally want them to go down that direction. I want them to nurture the stuff they have now. I don't want them expanding anymore unless it's Sega. Yeah. Because I feel like Sega actually contributes to problems that they actually have. And I think that if they bought Sega, it would help with the Eastern market that they're getting destroyed in. Like, obliterated.
Change the narrative, because the name recognition alone will push them, and they will be able to get out there even more. But in buying Take-Two
does nothing. It's just literally like opening a pothole and throwing money in it. Like,
it's like you'll never see the return on your investment unless Sony budges and goes, hey, yeah, we'll let Game Pass on our PlayStation. And that way you'll make your money back, because GTA will be everywhere. They'll make their money through them shark cards and all that stuff. Because that's what they tried to do even with Red Dead 2 with the gold bar system, and that didn't work. So you'll never see a return on your investment with something like a Rockstar.
All right, so
those games on there.
I definitely want to back this up because we kind of like went sideways off of what the actual like in terms of what Colin actually, like, the contents behind his statement. Do you guys think that if they did buy Take-Two and they did buy publishers like Sega, and let's say they did buy WB, let's say next week they come out like, we bought Take-Two, we bought Sega, we bought WB, how do you think everyone would react to that? Do you think that people would start to say that you're trying to monopolize the industry in general? Do you think that they would indeed start to become a villain? Because me personally, I do feel like if they start buying, first off, let's just be real here. Microsoft's got one big publisher before the government start to shut them out of the industry. Like, they got one more. They buy a WB, maybe more if they bought WB, because I feel like WB's getting out. So it's different than just buying something. They buy Sega, they're not buying anything else. I don't think the government's going to let them. And to me, like, I feel like Colin's not wrong in a point, because I feel like Colin's point is, like, look, like, they need to nurture their own stuff. And at the end of the day, all you're doing is you're just taking away cookies from other people. Like, what you need to be doing is nurturing the stuff that you currently have and offer original cookies from your own kitchen to your consumers, and not just take cookies from other people. And I feel like that's what he's saying. And if you keep going down this direction, you're going to eventually be the villain in everyone's story. What do you feel about that, BitCloud?
So that's a good point. I agree. We definitely, that's definitely the case here, because everybody, again, when you look at what Sony has to offer, especially for 2023 going onwards, especially going before you even get there, every single thing that's being in the timeline is from PS4. We already got build up to these sequels. We had stuff already built up towards. When you look at Microsoft, there's not really that big luxury of, let's say, an option, right? They just bought these studios and said, hey guys, this game was multiplat. It's on our platform now. You have to go here. That will eventually happen, where people will go, listen, it's cool that you're a part, like that this would be the narrative. It's cool that you're a part of the studio, but what exactly are you doing? When's this game dropping? Because that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants results at this point. You already got Bethesda. We don't have those games yet. See what I'm saying? You buy, let's say they bought Take-Two and what game did you say? You said WB, Take-Two, and 1UP. So they bought those studios. Everybody immediately is going to look at them and go, well, shit, that's cool, but where's my games? Where's the results? And and then another thing that comes with these studios, again, is quality control. Take-Two launched WWE 2K in the worst state possible.
Oh, boy.
I don't think anybody wants to ever look at 2K games the same. I don't know if y'all saw the trailer for the new game. It looks exactly the same as the one before. They said it hits different. I'm like, bro, AEW is about to give you an even bigger run for your money with Ukes.
We can have that conversation later, BitCloud. AEW from the
It's not even a competition. You already know it's not even a competition. The OGs are back, and they about to take that throne from them. So it's like, what do you gain?
Yeah, that free ride is over. Hey, Addict, I swear, man, Colin must listen to the show, because I swear I could have told you and Cognito this last week, man. Look, I think Cognito had posed the question, yo, should they buy more? Should they buy more? I said, no, they need to nurture their own talent like PlayStation do, dog. Like, there's a reason why, like, we see these up-and-coming studios. Like, we see a game like Kenna, right? For all of his quote-unquote flaws in it. If the PlayStation decides to buy Ember Lab Studios and they nurture that talent right, then you got another Insomniac on your hands. Like, and this is just based off of rough draft, based off of a game that everybody seems to be high on. I only played a little bit of it, so I'm not gonna get too much into it. But like, they just gotta learn how to nurture talent. I think Bond had made this comparison on Weapon Wheel this past Sunday, and I made this comparison before as well. Xbox is like Daniel Snyder, who's the owner of the Washington football team. Back in the day, all he would do, he would sign these big free agents, and you would have a team of superstars, and they wouldn't even make the playoffs. So I'm more concerned about stuff like that. Yes, sir.
See,
let me address the chat, because they're saying that what if Sony would do it? No, I'm not saying Sony wouldn't buy stuff if they had the luxury, but I'm saying when you look at the way Sony's been moving, they're not trying to buy super huge known companies like that. They're really buying companies that work with them the best. For example, Insomniac. I don't see Insomniac with another company besides Sony.
Let me push back. Okay. I honestly and truly do feel like Sony's not in the... First off, Sony was in bidding war for the people that Tencent bought, the one that have Warframe and stuff. So they do want these companies. They're just not outbidding the people winning these bids. Like, and that's not a bad thing. When we, Sony right there was trying... I mean, they would own Splash Damage if they won that bid. They're trying to correct mistakes that people want. They want more multiplayer games, and that company was the king of that shit. So that's why I'm saying, like, let me address the chat real quick. I'm not saying Microsoft not to buy anything. I'm saying they need to lay off the publishers. Because to me, the only time that I would say it's okay to buy something at this point is if it fixes something that's broken. If they can get NetherRealm from WB Games to make Killer Instinct, it fixes something that is broken. If they can get, Rocksteady from WB Games and make some kind of comic book game, it fixes something that is broken. If they can get Sega to make sure they have some kind of stance in the eastern part of the world, it fixes something that is broken. Buying Take-Two fixes nothing. It just adds on to the portfolio that they already have.
So man said, this nurture crap is BS. You want AAA games, you buy AAA games. Ain't got no time for nurture. Listen, man. I don't know how to really tackle that comment. There's always time to nurture a studio.
I do.
You can't just buy a studio and say,
hold on.
I don't know how to,
okay, now I will say he does have some valid in that. Like, I think his point is like, look, Sony was nurturing studios when Microsoft wasn't. So it's just like they're using their money to try to bridge that gap a little bit, to try to buy studios that's already been nurtured from other companies. And I think that's his point. It's like, look, like the nurturing thing isn't 100% there. And it's not. It's like I said, they try to buy the people who own Warframe. So like they didn't nurture that company. They probably, besides marketing deals, they probably never even talked to that company like that. So it's like, I definitely understand that point. And I understand that when you didn't take this that as serious as Sony took it for so many years, you're going to have to spend money to make up that difference. I can just be real with you. It's like DC and Marvel. Marvel built and nurtured a very enticing and very appealing movie industry for years, 10, 15 years. DC refuses to do that. They try to cut shortcuts. It's like that is like equivalent to they're not doing the things that needs to be done to fix the issues. But Microsoft's like, look, like we're not going to go the DC route and just try to throw out content that appeals to certain people. We're going to buy companies that actually have very nurtured studios and is actually going to benefit us in the long run. Now, I feel like Bethesda was a good get. They needed that. They needed those Western studios, and they needed those adult-rated Western studios. There's no longer that narrative where Microsoft only makes kiddie games. Because there is nothing about Starfield. Obviously, we don't know a lot about Starfield, but I think we can all agree on this panel it's not going to look like Sea of Thieves. Whatever the Doom people, I think it's ID. They're not going to work on some kiddie game. So I do think that fixed an issue, and that was a huge issue for years. But as far as continuously expanding in areas that they don't need, Microsoft doesn't need no more Western support. They got the whole Western support. They got it all. Like, in terms of Western RPGs, there's like 4 big companies they don't own at this point.
Yo, Anime Heaven, I don't know if you got like a vendetta or something like that. Microsoft did that before Sony did it as well. Right, buying a timed exclusivity.
Yeah. And I actually I feel like they need to.
What are we doing here?
I feel like they need to re-engage that type of practice, to be honest with you.
So you want more timed versus bigger acquisition?
I want more timed exclusives until these studios are ready. Because I feel like, clearly you're not going to be able to get the Avoweds, the Fables, et cetera, out by next year. And this is exactly what happened with Sony. I will get to the super chats. I know they're adding up. I'm apologizing. It's a good conversation. And I don't want to, disrupt the flow of the conversation. So, Sony, a couple years ago, I'm assuming they're into like, look, after these last little bit of games come out for PlayStation, we're kind of shit out of luck for a little bit because they're redeveloping newer games. So let's reach after the Square Enix and let's get all they shit. Like it's like let's get the Final Fantasy VII remakes, let's get the remake part 2, let's get the 16s, let's get the Forsakens, let's get those to sprinkle where our other stuff isn't, to bridge that gap to make it easier and more justified to buying a PlayStation and keeping a PlayStation, because that's part of the game too. Not only are they trying to sell to a newer audience, they're trying to keep the older audience that already bought their platform from selling it to someone else, because then they're not getting that money. So, and I think that's what Microsoft should have done. They should have looked at what comes out next year and look, what can we do to get this game overall? It doesn't even have to be a long. I've always said it, and I'll say it over and over again. Timed exclusives matter as long as they are actually relevant. Tomb Raider was a good timed exclusive, but they let that to die with one of the biggest games that came out last generation, which was Fallout 4. I myself might not have liked Fallout 4 to the point where everyone else did, but I'm not going to act like that wasn't a juggernaut game and it had no business being nowhere near Fallout 4. The right timed exclusive matters. Look what happened with Final Fantasy VII. They got that timed exclusive. One of the biggest games that came out last year or the year before. I can't remember when the initial one came out. And then guess what happened? 6 months to a year, they launched a big DLC that was just as big as the original one. And Sony got 2 forms of timed exclusivity for the price of one.
I'm saying, build upon it. Makes sense. But we're not seeing that.
Yeah, and we need more of that. We need Microsoft to want to fill those gaps. And I will say, to a point, Game Pass does help with that, because I was talking to Cognito this morning before he went to bed. I was like, the thing that's interesting is how they're taking about this. The thing that's interesting is, people that don't game on Xbox regularly, you don't see the amount of content they're always throwing in that Game Pass, because you're just seeing the tweet every half a month, every 15 days. But when you keep adding those games up throughout the months, when I get mad bored and I have nothing to play, guess what I do? I go look at Game Pass, and I can guarantee you even my ass can find something relatively quick there. So these super chats get ridiculous. Let's catch up with these. We got a $5 super chat from Fastio07. Butchered that. We're moving past it. How is Halo situation equal to Cyberpunk? Please explain. The multiplayer is the most taxing out of all the Xbox machines, and they run good. That was something BitCloud said. I don't think he was saying that it's going to be that. I think he was saying let's avoid that.
Control.
Yeah, let's avoid that.
We're trying the situation similar.
Yeah, we're trying to avoid something like that happening. I think that was his point on that. You got anything to say about that, Hustle, or is that pretty self-explanatory?
No, we can move on. We can move on from that one.
We got a $5 super chat from Rubber Knob. I love that damn name. The single player is as important as the multiplayer mode. Infinite is a 10-year plan on both story and multiplayer. I completely agree with you, Rubber Knob. I was saying, me particularly, in my opinion, I love the single player and I love the lore of Halo, but what keeps me coming back to Halo is the multiplayer. And I think for the most part, we could all agree with that. Like, I'm not saying that that single player isn't important, because it is. I'm saying, to me personally, I knocked that single player out in a couple of days, and I rarely go back to any single player. And what's keeping me on 88% of the time is the multiplayer. But it's like I said, if that single player doesn't hit right, that Metacritic score will be drastically impacted. So we got a $5 super chat from Lucius Augustus. Okay, I butchered that. That's fine, though. You guys know this. We moving past it. Shout out to Addicts World. Salute to the IOP. Persona on Xbox. Let's go. Okay, let's put another hold on these super chats for a couple seconds. For the people in my comment section telling me Persona 5 is never coming to Xbox, when they announce that coming, because I'm confident it is, I want these people in this chat, and I want some into the bushes for these people into this chat. Because just because you personally don't think something's coming doesn't mean it's not coming. So okay.
I'll say this before you move on. If we see the whole Yakuza series on Xbox, then nothing would particularly stop Persona. And obviously, if Xbox buys or Microsoft buys Sega, then we definitely seeing it.
Yo.
No, but I think that's the thing. I think that's going to happen regardless whether they make the acquisition or not. Though I think it's going to be a thing.
So let me ask you, BitCloud. Let me ask you a question. Being the prominent PlayStation channel, and shout out to your Hitman interview that you're about to do. So
thank you.
Question to you: if Microsoft at E3, because I don't think it would ever happen at the Tokyo Game Show, which I already made a video about that. Definitely go check that out if you guys want to see my thoughts on what's going to be at the Tokyo Game Show. But let's say Microsoft comes out at E3 and they announce, let's say they show Persona 6. Mm-hmm. Let's say, it's just Persona 6 there, and at the end, they say they bought Sega and it's exclusive. Do you feel like that is a good movement in the direction that they actually need? Or do you think that's being too aggressive and it's not helping their overall ecosystem?
You said earlier, when you have a problem, you have to throw money to fix that problem. Their biggest issue is over there in the West Territories and whatnot. They have issues. So them buying Sega would help them a lot.
Okay.
So I see it. Yeah. That makes sense.
And
showed it.
And that's all my point is, like, their Persona's coming, like, just like Hustle said, regardless, but I don't think people understand exactly. Microsoft is throwing money, and I get it. It's like Colin said, like, they're not nurturing studios, and I'm not necessarily saying they're not nurturing studios, but they're not nurturing studios from years of work. I would say they nurtured, but I would say they nurtured Bethesda. Damn straight they nurtured Bethesda. They, like, what, how I knew they had a great relationship? When Todd Howard said when Fallout 76 came out so busted and so messed up, the first call he made was Phil Spencer. Like, so that shows me that they had a great relationship and that they probably constantly there's interviews where they said that they were having a hard time getting Oblivion or it was neither Oblivion or it was Morrowind. Was one of those. Hard time running it on the Xbox. They actually flew out engineers from the Xbox to help them get that game running. So I do think that, there is a lot of nurturing that happened between Bethesda and Microsoft, and it was a lot more, natural than people think. So we got a $10 super chat from Rubberknot. Sony is trying to buy every big game for exclusive rights permanently or just 1 year. It's all the same. I think Microsoft buying the building is the way of combating Sony with less backlash. I would agree with them to a point. Now, I think Microsoft's buying, I don't know, he might have a point there because they were going to Bethesda and they got 2 of them. They tried to get Starfield. So he might have a point. Oh, he walking, he's like, oh, you tell me Sony's over there getting stuff? Yeah, done, over. Like, we buying that stuff. For all we knew, Microsoft snatched that right before the deal was done for Starfield. Now imagine if they didn't buy Bethesda, or they bought them later enough, and not only is Deathloop and Ghostwire a timed exclusive for PlayStation, so is Starfield. That would be horrible. Mm-hmm. So we got a $5 super chat from Mr. Irishman with Crystal D. Crystal D, you guys are ridiculous. Oh my God, man. This ain't leaving, is it? Like, you guys are going to say Crystal D for a while. The Initiative partnering and Avengers coming to Game Pass. Do you think it's a sign of a bigger partnership with Square? Maybe Final Fantasy VII Remake on Game Pass? No, I don't think that's happening. I don't know if you guys want to tune in for that.
What, them buying Crystal D?
No, that Final Fantasy VII might be coming to Xbox and Game Pass.
With the way Sony's been working with them and the deal they've been doing and whatnot, I don't see it personally. I don't see it happening at all.
I personally
think if my fault, Addict. I was gonna say it. Yeah, and you and I have spoken about this before too. Like, if normally those deals are 1 year, like, we still haven't heard anything about Final Fantasy VII coming to Xbox at all, have we? No. Have we heard any? Yeah, so we still ain't. And it's been all this time afterwards, so probably not. Probably not.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised. I will be surprised.
All right, so we got my favorite name, J-Dub is a shell. We got a $10 super chat from J-Dub is a shell. How can you sit there and say that Sony wouldn't buy big studios? If they had that money, they would. Had Sony bought ZeniMax, cricket. Sony has not built all their studios from the ground up. All right, before you say something, Big Clock, because I know you're going to say something to that. There is some points behind this individual's super chats. And I will agree that the reason we don't see Sony buying companies such as ZeniMax is because they only got timed exclusive money. They don't got buying studio money. And I think we can agree with that. When you need billions and billions and billions of dollars to buy some of these studios, but you literally have that much money in cash, and that's all. And for the people that say Sony has the money to buy some of these studios and some of these publishers, but it would literally take all of the money they have on standby to do these things, and no investors are going to sign off on spending all of their laying around money on one thing.
Yep.
So you got nothing to say to that statement?
Oh, I was waiting for you to finish.
No. You go ahead.
Okay, so he says Sony would buy the studios. Yeah, that is true. Sony would buy a studio like ZeniMax if they had the crazy funding to do something like that. No one's denying that. But the thing about Sony, and they've always done this, you can't take this away from them. Every game, whether it be in a timed exclusive that ended up becoming a full-fledged exclusive down the road, whatever, they built upon. They legit nurtured. They went through everything for. That's the one thing. That's the one luxury that PlayStation gamers can say about first party as well in the PlayStation ecosystem. Every game has a game that has, that they built on to the future. Spider-Man 2 is the biggest game to look out for in 2023. 2024, 2025, whatever Wolverine drops is the other. You can't say that for Xbox, not can you? All you can say is Halo, Gears, and Forza. Now you're throwing these other games for studios that just got bought. So,
but besides Wolverine, we have a Last of Us remake, Spider-Man 2, and most likely another Ratchet and Clank in development. I we can't just say that Halo, Gears, and Forza when besides Ghost of Tsushima, what have we seen that's mad new? From their
Lord, okay. So
we're
not throw Jim Dan Smooth Ryan and his new little twist on something. Even though the dudes are gonna buy them, they claim they buy these ones, which is funny as hell to me.
And then keep in mind, BitClap, another God of War coming.
Yeah.
So
you already knew.
Both studios do this.
You already knew.
Look, I will say.
How many gears have we had so far?
How many Uncharted's do we have, buddy?
How many Halos have we had?
How many original God of Wars do we have, buddy?
How many Forzas have we had, sir?
How many Gran Turismo, buddy?
Buddy.
But here's the thing, though. You only got 3. We got more than 3 over there on PlayStation. Get those on franchise that y'all did push. We got more than 3, homie.
And not only that,
they got you quiet. We got more than 3. We got more than just no Halo, Gears, and Forza. We got the play. We got the Uncharted.
You can take the Gran Turismo. You can take
what? We got the Horizon.
You can take the Gran Turismo.
You got at it.
You can take the Gran Turismos once a generation and the Spider-Man. Look, I will give Insomniac.
We eating good over here.
Look at you with that green. We ain't gonna even sit here and act like
you don't like that one? Here, I'll show you the one the channel one. There you go. Like that one?
There you go.
You like that one? Yeah, you like that one? They like that one?
Mm-hmm. I do have a comment to make in regards to that. Not only do they have the games that Big Cloud just mentioned, but Naughty Dog, pretty much, it's certain studios that I don't got to question what they do. Naughty Dog's new IP gonna hit for something different too. I don't got no doubt in my mind. I have
think
zero
it's
doubt
Savage Starlight. I really think it's Savage Starlight, that game that was in that little comic book thing they keep doing, and Last of Us. I think that might be the game. It's a sci-fi adventure action game, something like that. They're making.
Endure and Survive. No, I beat that game, Big Cloud. I cried like a little baby at part 1. I beat that game. I know what's up. I'm looking forward to that. That's something I'm looking forward to.
So we got a $20 super chat from Drawn NTI. It would not be a monopoly because it's not closed off in one ecosystem. It's on PC, phone, and Xbox, and soon TV. Because if that's not true, that would be they would be in court. I think. Look, I'm not going to say that you're not wrong in that. Last time I talked about something that I wasn't really educated in, I got roasted for, so I'm done with that life. To me, I don't think they have even any form of monopoly because sure, it was a big publisher, but I don't think that Bethesda not being on PlayStation is really affecting the board. Now, it is taking board pieces off the board, but it's not affecting the board. It's not like they took a rook. They didn't take the queen. You know what I'm saying? And that's my point in there. But I do feel like when if Microsoft buys another publisher, 8, 9 developers, governments are going to start looking at them a little bit. Like, I really do. I really think that.
You know, Phil really is banking for Sony to cave and go, hey, Game Pass on Play. That's what he really wants. He's like, he really wants that. That's why he doesn't want to say it's not going to come to PlayStation. He wants Jim to crack so bad on it. He might, though. He cracked on everything else.
Yeah, it just depends, man. If they get something that he values more than he values than Game Pass.
They got Sega. I don't know. Sega might change his mind.
I think Sega, you know, we can pause the Super Chats for a couple seconds. What company, I think we brought this up with Hustle. I think if they bought Square Enix, it's a wrap. If they found a way to get Square Enix, the next day Sony's saying Game Pass is coming to their platform. They would lose all the Final Fantasy. They lose the Dragon Quests. They would lose all the publishing arms to that because then they would go to somewhere else that's not as friendly with them as Square Enix would be. I feel like that is the one company where it's a wrap. Like, it's over.
Yeah, because Sony formed a capital alliance with the studio, I think it's From Software, right, that makes Bloodborne. Mm-hmm. Yes. They became shareholders in that company now. They own like 1% in the company. So they formed a capital alliance with them, and they're so close with Capcom. I can see those two if they ever came down to like a merger type thing. If Capcom ever want to do it, the reason why I say Capcom is because of Street Fighter and what they did last time with Street Fighter. Plus, y'all know Sony bought Evo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and Evo, and they've been pushing a lot of tournaments, especially on their YouTube channel. You see them playing a bunch of like Mortal Kombat, Tekken 7s being showcased. I would be surprised if Bandai Namco also join, or they do something with Bandai Namco. But that's what it looks like Sony would do for it. But as far as cracking, Square Enix would probably be the one because.
Yeah, so we got a $20 super chat from Raiden Blade. What are the difference between who Sony buys and who Microsoft buys? If Sony had bought ZeniMax, no PS fan would be upset. Colin in the cast pointed out studios that Xbox bought. Why Ninja Theory? Why Double Fine? Because these companies. I will say he was a little out of the pocket talking about certain studios like that because, you know, it kind of seemed like he didn't care about those studios, but it doesn't necessarily mean no one cares about those studios. But that's pretty much all I'll go on that. It's like I said, I agree with a lot what Colin said. But there are a couple things that he said that I'm like, okay, maybe that's more of your opinion and not necessarily what was good for their business.
My fault. My fault.
No, he was going to, what was you going to say, Hustle?
I thought the reason why it wasn't Microsoft was buying all these companies wasn't due to like PlayStation. I thought we saw Amazon kind of put their foot in the race a little bit.
Amazon was trying to do it. Yeah, and
who was
Google? Was it Google? Was Google with Fiber? For Stadia. Yeah,
for Stadia. So like when I see these acquisitions, I think less PlayStation and think more about what could have been. So I mean, but the government probably going to have to get involved at some point. Though
it's better. I would trust the studios with Microsoft or a PlayStation before I ever trust them with an Amazon or a Google.
Especially Google.
Yeah, look what they did to YouTube. You expect them to do a studio, right? Look what they did to YouTube. No, I don't trust them with any of these with these studios. I'm still shocked that Sony allowed the studio behind the Order 1886. To get acquired by Amazon. You remember that? That studio was by Amazon.
And I honestly felt like
VR games.
I honestly felt like out of all the studios that Sony's dropped the ball on, that Ready at Dawn was the one they dropped the ball on the most. Like, I felt like Ready at Dawn, sure, did they make the most amazing game with the Order 1886? No. And to this day, that's one of the only PlayStation games I didn't play because I just didn't see a point in me. I didn't like it. Like I didn't like anything I saw on it.
You have the experience. You have the experience.
I got it. I could play it. I do got it. But
don't let the link
play that
conversation. Yeah, don't let the link conversation fool you.
Man.
Hustle will tell you that game has the best werewolf transformations I have seen in a video game. It is that well done. It is so dark. Has the perfect world, it has the perfect setting. The problem was the execution, especially the boss fights. I was expecting much more
what I was
out of them boss fights.
That's what I was about to say.
Those boss fights were fleshed out, kind of like a Demon Souls type of esque where you can dodge, parry, do something like that. Maybe that would have done wonders for it. But they didn't do that. They were more of a story driven. interactive thing.
What I wanted from them, I think that's what killed the game, because I'm a huge boss fight nerd, and when I saw like the same motion go around them, like I didn't like that. Like imagine if it would have been something like the Underworlds, where like the dude at the end of one of the Underworlds where he could evolve one arm or one limb, and then only that limb. It's like, imagine like fighting something like that, kind of like. They should have like Insomniac help them make the boss fights. Like now, if they would redo that, because I feel like Insomniac is doing set pieces in a new, unique way that looks good.
You know what I think really hurt that game though, because that game was more so like a tech demo-esque game for the PS4 when it first dropped, right? And I think it got delayed, right? It got delayed for a year or so for it. The delay kind of hurt it more so because that game was supposed to be a tech demo-esque, but. I look back at that game, then I look back at Until Dawn. I just go, damn, these games are so good in the visual aspect and what they were able to accomplish. But it is a travesty that we're not going to see a sequel.
I'll say this to wrap it up. Yeah, they're working on it. But that's so crazy to me. I'll just say this to wrap it up. Addict, you got that game, play that game. Graphically, that joint look insane, dog.
It still holds up.
Still, yes. Still, I played this game super late. But it's a nice little short, compact game. You might not like the boss fights, but you'll like the actual encounters and everything goes by.
He'll like the weapons. Remember the thermite?
Oh, the weapons are correct. Yes.
The thermite, the arc, the electric arc. Oh, bro, they did some wild stuff with that game now.
It's good. It's good. It's good. I'll stand behind that one. I definitely stand behind that one.
Yeah.
I'm still
the gas powered Falcon, which like it pushed them back to stun them. Like they had a lot of cool stuff in that game. It's like.
Yeah.
How'd you mess this up? I'll never know. I'll never know. Like even the camera, that could have been their. You know what's funny, Hustle? That could have been their Gears counter. Yeah, a horde mode type of game, or a multiplayer type of mode for that. Werewolves versus humans.
Hey, listen. That's the exact comparison.
That would have been
imagine. Yeah, that would have been good. So let's go ahead and move on, because I'm gonna have to merge these other two topics because these super chats they've had actually really good conversations in these super chats. So we got a $5 super chat from JW is a shell. I love that damn name. Sony gets a pass for stuff. Microsoft does complain about Xbox not competing. They start competing now. It's how they are going about it. Cut it out. Yeah, like
I can vouch for you and say that is wrong. I haven't seen that many people talk that much about Xbox when they weren't doing things right.
I will say that people for a long time said Microsoft's got all this money and they're not doing nothing with it. And I will say that every time Microsoft, especially the Bethesda thing, the only thing you saw is why they need that. Why don't they nurture their own studio? Like, you can't just buy things. Like, there was a lot of contradicting statements going on. I'm not saying it was everybody, but there are people that were saying stuff like that. So we got Raiden Blades with the 5 super chat. Sony, sorry, get your facts straight. Sony started this against Sega. Tomb Raider belonged to the Sega platform only for core to be paid by Sony. That feels like it's before my time. I was alive for back then, but I was definitely not of a mindset that I'm in now when it comes to playing these games. But it does look like Hustle got something to say because he was pointing at the screen. So.
Okay, so I do remember that. And I do remember Tomb Raider being on both platforms, but I remember most of the marketing going to a PlayStation. I didn't know no better back in the day till I started doing research on it. I thought Tomb Raider was only on PlayStation. No, it was on Sega.
It was on Sega.
Yeah, I didn't know. I had no idea. Yeah, I literally had no idea until I, just started to.
I mean, shit.
Give myself a
Sony had GTA as well, exclusive to PS2, but until it eventually went to Xbox. But the funny thing is, you didn't know that much until later on that it was on Xbox when it eventually did drop.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so we got a. Yeah, it's I'm trying to make sure because okay, Raiden Blade. So we got a $2 super chat from Kate Forever. Damn, I got everyone's blood boiling. Yeah, you definitely started. You definitely started some stuff, man. But it's okay. Like, I definitely.
You want to see his blood boil? You guys see him play. Me and him have to play. What's that game? Among Us. Then you'll see his blood boil.
Yeah. Hey, no, but we can't act like that one time you didn't see me kill someone right in front of you, and I convinced you it wasn't me.
Bro, yeah. So the damn game glitches, Hustle. This is funny as hell. The game glitches,
Okay.
right? The door is like closed. He shuts the door like by the dumpster. And, like,
my partner shut the door. I didn't shut the door.
Somebody shut the door. Yeah, and I'm sitting there going, wait, did I just see somebody get killed? I saw like a hand, and I heard the body went up. Somebody's body went up. I'm like going, yo, Attic, that looked very similar to you. Was that you? And he's going, no. Why is it always Attic? Why is it always Attic?
I agreed it was.
See, didn't do nothing.
Here's how I play Among Us for people who don't know in the chat. I'm always at 100. It don't matter if I'm the villain, if I'm not the imposter. I could literally just be a crew member. And if you come at me acting like I am the villain, I'm going to come at you like I'm the imposter. Always, every time. That way you never know if I'm the imposter or not. And you got to admit, that works sometimes. That works. It does work.
You do the most sus stuff when you're it, though. Like, I'm talking, he does something simple, like just not move. I'm sitting going, Attic, there's a task you should be doing, right? You over here just looking at people like, I know. I'm like, okay, he's it.
So we got a $5 super chat from Alvin. Sony wants exclusives to sell boxes. Microsoft wants publishers to have a constant supply of content. To the Game Pass, two different strategies. We compare them too much. I will agree. He does have a point there.
I agree there.
It's two different strategies, and we've said for a while, Microsoft's still in the console making business, but it's not their focus anymore. Their focus is Game Pass.
Recurring revenue. They want recurring revenue through Game Pass, and the only way to do that is to supply the content.
Their focus now is Game Pass, and the console is a pillar that you have access to Game Pass. I think we got one more, man. Make sure. So we got a $5 super chat from Geekhead188. Why do PlayStation fans like to cry a lot? I mean,
talking about, sir?
Like we can't be. Let's
Lord.
be. No. Let's be 100.
Oh, boy,
let's be 100. These PlayStation. No. Let's be. These PlayStation fanboys do be in these spaces a lot. They be in these spaces. These PlayStation fanboys live in these spaces. They don't ever leave them. I wake up. Someone's doing a spaces on why Xbox is jog. I go to sleep. Someone's doing a spaces on why Xbox is bad for business. I get off of work. Someone's doing a spaces on what Xbox is dog shit. It is literally like this 24/7. They never leave these. Hold up. I'm about to look right now. Let's see if someone is doing a spaces right now.
I think Luke is doing one right now.
Look,
Xbox.
Oh, hold up. Look how many spaces is going on right now.
Yeah, Luke is doing what?
Luke is doing one right now.
There's 3 spaces going on right now.
I would argue what Luke is doing right now. She's actually doing God's work with everything that just happened today. I think she's actually doing it for the right reason, to be completely honest.
I didn't see who it was and who it wasn't, but all I'm saying is, look, some people do good spaces. There was a good space I did with, who's a good space. If you're really interested in games, if you see Chris Righteous, and I threatened to kill the dude a couple years ago. For those of you who don't know that, so people are gonna bring that up in the comment section. I might as well say yes, I did. I apologize for it. Let's move on. He does good spaces if you like breaking down games, because he really goes into a lot. But we have one more super chat. No, not anymore. So. We have a $5 super chat from Raiden Blade. The government won't get involved. This is why. The Grazer Group that has 80 plus studios, and Tencent has more, until the government got involved. Yeah, I agree with you that I don't know a lot about stuff like that. We'd have to get like a Laurie on here that's in copyright for me to know anything like that. And then we got a $2 super chat from Raiden Blade. Point monkey see, monkey do. Keep that same energy. Yeah, so I think he's just saying, when you see one company do something, then, another company always do it. We see it all the time. Like Rumble, company saw something, that looks cool, let's steal it.
Well, I would disagree, because Nintendo is still far behind.
Yeah.
Which is weird, because they innovated a lot of stuff, like, I could say memory card.
You ready to pay $50 for that again?
I'm going to pay $50 for it.
I'm not doing that.
No, I'm going to do it. 100%, I'm doing it. 100%.
I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Because I know I collect these too. Before I sit up here and pay for that Nintendo service, I know we got her to move on. I'm buying the games all right from like DK Oldies, Stone Age Gamer, what have you. I'm buying these joints to own. Like you can't even own them titles, though. Like that's a service. You don't even own them joints. Like nah, I can't do it. I don't care how much more it is. Like I'd rather just outright buy whatever I want to go get at that point.
All right,
Bro,
so
Bayonetta. Ooh, looked the kind of
you guys
looking
know,
rough.
You guys know I don't like keeping.
I didn't
these-
want to say it. I don't want to say it also, but it was looking kind of spooky.
You guys know I don't like keeping these too long. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna rearrange the title because I do feel like we talked about that Colin thing. I need to exchange one of these titles for that Colin response. We're going to talk about Xbox 2022 and the Xbox Studio breakdown at the same time. I'm gonna merge those in one topic. Now, because I feel like if we talk about the breakdown, we're talking low-key about the 2022 on and what that's looking like. So what I'm going to do, and the only reason I didn't just can this topic is because I already got it up. Oh, they got the Bethesda Studios in here now. They didn't have that for a while. All right, so let me go ahead and I'll give the chat this. Now, we don't have to go into great detail. If there's something that, you guys want to talk about, just let me know. So here's what we're looking at, you guys, so you can definitely bring this up. What I want to do is I want to talk about these studios. Hustle Bit, the link is in the chat, so you can look at it too. So we're going to go through here. Now, there's obviously some of here we're not going to talk about. Maybe we'll even bring it up a little bit. Talk about what they should work on next. Because there are some that we know, and there's some that we don't know what they're doing. So, 343 Industries. Hustle, what are they doing next? You think they should, let's say that Halo isn't the thing. What should they do after Halo, Hustle? What is your personal opinion?
If it don't hit, something new. Something new. You get 343 away from it. I don't care what it is, but you get 343 away from it. And if it don't hit, if it does hit, then keep on with Halo. But if it don't hit, you give it to somebody else. But you do some rearranging in terms of management. I'll make this quick. You do some rearranging in terms of management. And then you let them create what they want to create. I truly feel like they're burnt out, and I will leave it at that. I'll probably make a video on it, but I think 343 is burnt out with the Halo series.
What do you feel like, BitClub?
No, I agree with Hustle. I definitely agree with Hustle. If it doesn't hit on all cylinders, like we just said earlier at the start of this show, it's time to give them their passion project, whatever the hell they need to work on. Let them be creative. Let them make something that might be a sleeper hit, like Bungie wanted to make with Destiny when that ended up being a big deal. You see what I'm saying? Maybe they can make something better. Let the studio thrive.
I have to agree with you guys. I feel like 343 is a talented studio, and we give them a lot of shit for them working on a game that I'm not necessarily saying they're not passionate about, but it's not their game. I feel like if you give this studio the free reins to make a game that they want to make, and I'm not saying that they don't want to make Halo. They signed up to make Halo. I'm saying that if you ask a lot of the people there, I'm sure that they have a lot of creative ideas that could generate a game that could be that game if you give them that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So, World's Edge, they make the Age of Empires. Like, I know you guys probably don't care about this studio. Did anyone play Age of Empire?
I didn't. I saw it and just, like it's one of those games you see it and you just kind of like dismiss it in your mind. You don't really care for it type of thing. That's how I was with it.
I'd like for them to make something like Gears Tactics, like a turn-based grid space thing. Like, I think the RTS is irrelevant, but I'm kind of like moving away from those in my life. Like, Age of Empires is probably a bigger brand and they should probably keep working on that. But to me, I'm more interested in those type of games like XCOM than I am in RTSs like I used to be in my younger days.
Yeah.
Coalition. What's they doing, guys? We're going to start with Hustle. Hustle, I know you're a big fan of Gears. I know you love the Gears franchise. What do you feel like they should do with this franchise? With this company, with this developing team?
You wrap up the story to Gears. No more Gears. No more. We just talked about game burnout. I feel like they had enough. You let them create something else at this point. We've already seen what they can do with the Unreal Engine. And with third person game, like I felt like they should have been the ones to remake Perfect Dark in my humble opinion. They should have made it third person as well. But that's just my opinion. But you get them something else too. I feel like they have enough studios and enough talent to where they can try something new now. All of them can pretty much try something new and then go on to it. And if it don't work, you can always go back to Old Faithful. You can always go back to what y'all calling on ILP, burgers, fries, and shake. You can always go back to
No,
that.
we're not going back to the burgers, fries, and shakes. All right, we are done with that life. We want new things, man. We want a new restaurant opened up in that place. We done with the burgers, fries, and shakes, man. I want some tacos. Why do I only have to have burgers, Hustle?
Well, I feel you. Well, my point is they can coalition. They can wrap up Gears. After that, move on to something else.
What about you, Bet? What about you? Do you have pretty much the same opinions?
Coalition can definitely make something new, just like 343 could make something new. If Gears, personally, Gears, how many Gears games are we going to talk about here? How many times are you going to talk about Gears at the E3? It would be great to spice things up, have something new, a new original IP from them. I don't care what the title is. I don't care what the damn setting is. I want to see these guys really push the envelope and make something that can be a sleeper hit, that can lead to a new franchise. And that way you have options.
I agree. So here's my thing. People say they want a comic book game. They always want a comic book game. Give Coalition the Punisher. I really feel like
Addict, you speaking my language.
Punisher, they would make a great Punisher. Because
Addict, stop talking. That's enough. That's all you have to say. You ain't got to say nothing else. That's all you have to say. Punisher with Coalition with the damn gore they be pushing.
But let them. I will say let them finish Gear 6 because I love where they're going with the franchise. I know a lot of people don't, and especially story wise, I know a lot of people prefer the other Gears. Now, I'm not saying that the other Gears is better or worse. I'm just saying that, like, I really enjoy when I play Gears 5, and I would like a conclusion to that story before they spend 3 or 4 years making a Punisher. Compulsion Games, we don't know what they're doing, and let me tell you guys, I've tried. Oh my God, have I tried? No one knows anything.
Punisher ain't that popular. I'm gonna let that just die in the chat.
Frank Castle, don't do that.
Let's not do this. Let's not have this conversation. Me and Hustle will.
He might be the most thorough one about the. Never mind.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it.
Man, okay, never mind.
In the words of Cypher from The Matrix, ignorance is bliss. You may go. Adam. There you go. Woo-hoo-wee.
Compulsion, I feel like people sleep on. I feel like this company could do great things if they're given the opportunity. I don't know exactly the kind of funding that's put over there. I know they got a new building. So clearly Microsoft has a lot of faith in it. And you know what I want to point out to you guys? Let me go ahead and look, the chat, you guys got this. All right. I'm going back to face cams. You guys have this list. If you want to see it, go to that list. I feel like it says a lot that the only game from their older stuff that we don't know is Compulsion. That's the only game. Why are they holding Compulsion's game this long? Like, to me, that feels like they have a lot of faith in that game, that they're saving that for something. I don't know what it is. And trust me, all the people I normally talk to that tell me all the little juicy gossip, no one knows what this game is. This game is so secret, it's unreal. And that's why I have so much faith in it, because like, I honestly feel like if this studio is backed the way it needs to be backed, they can make the next BioShock. And because they have, like, for those of you that don't like We Happy Few, I get it. It wasn't the greatest game made. And I even said don't buy it when I reviewed it. But if you go back and you play those DLCs that came after that, those are narrative focused. They're not survival focused. Amazing narratives. And I feel like that's the potential that they have. So let's move on. You guys, Double Fine, do we really need to talk about them? They're going to do what Double Fine wants to do. I don't think no one's forcing Double Fine to do anything. They're going to make a platformer. I think you both agree on that.
It's going to be a platformer. It's going to be in Game Pass. You can move on.
The Initiative.
Perfect Dark right now. I don't think even with what we're hearing about them getting help from Crystal Dynamics and everything. I don't want to speak too heavily on it only because I'm not really sure how this type of thing works. I know that one studio will get help from other studios. I know that The Last of Us, Naughty Dog got help from Santa Monica in development for Last of Us 2. We don't know when, but we know that type of thing happened. We know that support studios will come through and do just that. They will come through.
Yeah, I don't even know why that was even blown out of proportion with the studio.
I saw it, but I didn't realize it either. That's why I kind of stayed silent on it. I'm excited to see what they have to offer in terms of. That's one of my favorite franchises, Perfect Dog. I don't got to own that game on 64. That's because I got it on Xbox 360 and I didn't need to rebuy it. But I'm excited for that one. But we'll see what they do with that, and then again do their own thing, because that's what I thought that they were going to do once they got there. I thought that Gallagher and the rest of his squad I thought they were going to have like a Last of Us type game, but they started with Perfect Dog. So let's see.
I love what Cognito said on IOP last Sunday. I actually would love if they did that. I know that's probably not going to happen. That they just stick to a small, aggressive team, and they partner with other teams to merge ideals and make that type of game. Because, like, imagine next time they partner with From Software. Because I feel like that kind of studio doesn't exist, and that would be crazy if that ever happened. Where it's like, the initiative doesn't make sequels. They make original IPs with other studios, and that's what their bread and butter is. They have like the best talent management wise that you can get. And obviously there's better talent out there, but I'm saying with some of the best talent. And then they get they partner with other studios to exchange ideals, exchange how mechanics should work, exchange how certain story elements should work, and then they build the game off those merits. And I think that's such a unique ideal, it just might work.
But hold on, real quick. I know we like pressed on time. You don't think that would not give them an identity in the first place? Like, just imagine if I'm here with Attic one day, then I'm here with Big Cloud the other day, then I'm here with Blaze one day, then I'm back with Luca. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm with all of y'all, but I'm not hustled. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you don't have your own. You haven't carved out your own identity.
You don't have your own circle.
Basically. I think that would hurt in sequel wise, but if they're not making sequels, why does it matter? At the end of the day, as long as that quality there, as long as the games are good, no one's going to care who the hell helped them. Like, they're going to be like, look, like, they come together. I feel like what I'm more about is evolving the industry. That's what I'm more about than anything else. And I feel like that would be a good way to incorporate new ideals. Because right now, I do feel like that's an issue. We're not getting new ideals. We're getting the same type of games over and over again. It's like that bad Neo song. And I just want newer ideals into the industry. And I feel like the way things are going now, we're never going to get to that point. But something like that, something like Cognito said, and I don't think it's going to happen, but I think that would be a great way to really incorporate stuff. Because studios don't work together like that on that level. But if you start doing that more often, you're going to see ideals butting heads with each other. People butting heads with each other. And then, in the past where people would lose because they were the highest of that rank in that studio, now you got someone of ladder on the other studio to fight for that ideal. So I think, it would be interesting, man. It would be interesting. So Exile Entertainment, I know none of you care about that game at all. I love it. I love that studio, but I know you guys don't care about that studio. I think they're
what
gonna.
What game did they make last? What was
Wasteland
the last
3.
Wasteland 3. Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, that's definitely an Attic game.
Look,
I won't.
Just say it's an Attic game, man. I'll take it in. I'll breathe it in.
Nah, I won't say that. I won't solely say that. My level 1 homies was playing that. It looked fun. Little top-down joint. It kind of reminded me of and I know it's not exactly the same, but what's the game that just came out? Diablo 2. It kind of put me in the mind frame. No, X-Men Legends. X-Men Legends. That's the more apt comparison. There we go. It kind of reminded me of that. I wouldn't, I would say before I can make a judgment on that, I want to play that though. I want to play the previous titles first because it might actually be like super good. And I'm not going to judge them.
You guys are gonna kind of like not agree with this. I don't know. I think they should make Fallout. I think Bethesda has too much on their plate. I'm sure they're going to want to keep building off of the universe in Starfield. I don't think Starfield is going to be the only game in that franchise. Clearly, they're going to do more. They got Elder Scrolls. I don't think they need Fallout. And I think if Exile is willing to take on that project, first off, they're part of the original makers that made Fallout. Second off, I think they definitely have the ability to make a great Fallout game. And even if they made a Wasteland game in the Fallout universe, that would be cool. And that's just my opinion on the matter.
I mean, that's just
We're not saying Mojang because we know they're Minecraft, and more Minecraft.
Minecraft Mobile, Minecraft Game Pass Edition, Minecraft
Ninja Theory. After
the studio that everybody caps for. The studio that everybody wants to cap for, even though they didn't play Hellblade.
I didn't play Hellblade.
Me either, but you don't see me doing that.
I know. But I don't know about addicts. I don't know if addicts say anything about Hellblade.
No, I really don't care about Hellblade.
Okay. I was making sure. I know a lot of dudes who cap for it haven't played the original. I think platinum the original.
I do think Hellblade is a very important game in terms of that PlayStation style game, and I think that Avowed's important and Fable's important, but I think Hellblade's a little bit more important because it's appealing to an audience that they don't have.
Yeah, I just hope they made it because a lot of people complained about puzzles being a little too difficult for them in the original. Plus, they said they wanted a little bit more depth to the combat. They answered those questions, and it should be fine. I trust the quality. If you played the original, they literally used staff. Like, I'm talking about developers to portray villains. They had them. You could tell they were dressed up, wearing regular clothes. They had like this little hats. It was weird, but they did a lot of cool.
That's how I don't know her name. I don't know the main character's name, but that's how she actually got her position there. Like, they just saw her one day, was like, "Hey, can you do this?" And that's how they put around. Is it Sanea? I'm not familiar with Hellblade like that, but that's how they found like the main girl.
BitCloud, what's her name? BitCloud. What's the Hellblade's name? What's her name? The main character in Hellblade.
Do you know her actual name?
What is it? We're Kathy.
I haven't played in a while.
Okay, but y'all know who I'm talking about when I said, yeah.
You talking about the actress? I'm
talking about the actress, yes.
Oh, I don't even know. I don't know the actress. I never found her like that.
She was on staff, and they found, like, I saw a video on it, but she was on staff, and they found her. And then when they found her,
oh no, the actress.
You said the actress. Everybody knows the Senua.
Does anyone in the chat know the actress's name by any chance?
I don't know the actress's name. I know Senua.
Okay, well, okay.
All you do say in front in the chat, y'all missed the point.
I think we got it. Her name is.
Someone says Selena.
Melina, I believe.
She has a YouTube channel. Apparently, she has a YouTube channel.
I think she does.
Doesn't she work for Hellblade?
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they found her yeah, she does, and they have found her. I think she was doing animation or something. I'm not exactly sure, but I saw a video.
Melinda, I can't pronounce stuff, but it's in the chat.
Is that
Morgans? Yeah, Melinda Morgans.
I'm about to kill her name, but yeah. But then they ended up finding her on staff, and they was like, "Hey, can you do this?" And
I was gonna kill her name long before it came in the chat.
Yeah, she just like fell into the project, and then just she became the poster, and then now she's well received for it.
All right.
Yeah.
Obsidian.
That's you at it.
That's me. Am I the only one that plays RPGs in the world, man? Oh my god!
Obsidian, they made what game was that? Outer Worlds. Oh, shout out to Fictic. I'm about to kill her name. Megan. She knows she is. She was on ILP. It's Fictivate. Yeah, Fictivate. She was a guest on the Iron Laws podcast. She actually follows me on Twitter. I still don't know why she does that, but I know that she was like the creative. She was like the lead narrative writer for the Outer Worlds, and from I understand that the game is extremely funny. And Addict, I had DM'd you. Remember, I think it was one of the first times I DM'd you. I said, "Yo, she followed me." I said, "Oh, I'm finna just play the game just based off the strength." Outer Worlds looks funny to me. Somebody they made the comparison of Captain Homer Simpson or something like that. I love The Simpsons. I love Futurama. We know that they have a sequel coming out to the Outer Worlds 2. That's why I'm going to play the first one.
And that's what she's working on too. She's on the Outer Worlds too.
Oh, bet. And then I think they probably need to stay in their lane. If this game is like 12 hours on
they got Avowed too. 2 games, Avowed and the Outer Worlds.
Okay.
The 18's working on Avowed. Which I don't like using the word A-Team, but I do think I think A-Team and Sinner's like the majority of the studio, if that makes sense. But I do know that their focus is Avowed, and most likely once Avowed's over, that studio that was working on Avowed, because they probably got a good sizable amount of team working on the Outer Worlds, but once Avowed's done and wrapped up, those people most likely will go help with Outer Worlds too. And I think Outer Worlds 2 going to be a good game, man. And I think Avowed's going to be a good game. I think Obsidian is one of the best studios that they own. I would prefer that people's work on Elder Scrolls, work on Fallout. No, let them work on the Outer Worlds franchise and let them work on Avowed. Obsidian has been building other people's shit way too long. Let them build their own.
I agree.
Playground Games.
Aren't they making another game aside from?
They're making Fable.
Open world. Yeah, I'm saying it was Fable.
Well,
I guess when we see it. Don't know what to really say about it, to be honest.
I thought that was Turn 10 who was making that.
No, Playground Games is making Fable. They make Forza and Fable.
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Already got Forza, so no need for me to say Forza again, because Addict knows it's all he's had for in his diet for a while.
I can't stand Forza, man. Every time I see Forza come up there, get like a vein pop on my forehead, man. Like if someone want to assassinate me, they just wait for a Forza pop up. They know exactly where to cut. Like,
oh man.
And I will say the new one looks good though. It looks great. I don't know if y'all seen the gameplay. It looks really, really good.
The newest Horizon one. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, it looks good.
Here's a big game for you guys. Rare.
Stick to what was it? Oh, I don't want to be respectful when I say this.
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves kind of, it started off a little rocky, but apparently get turned back around. Thanks
they
to
got Disney. Yeah.
Yeah,
Somebody
they got the Jack Sparrow joint, and hey, look, I say you stick to that. And we talk about things going in the Game Pass all the time. That's a staple of Game Pass, whether people may like it or not.
Wasn't Banjo part of Rare?
Yeah, I feel like apparently Rare doesn't want to make a Banjo, but I'm just like
I don't know why. It's an option for the Xbox.
I'm not going to tell a studio they can't work on something that they don't want, but it's like, I'm sure if you talk to someone in Rare and Double Fine, there's people in both of those studios that got ambition. They want that one chance. Give them Banjo and let them come together and make a Banjo game. Like, man, why can't the initiative co-develop with Crystal Dynamics, but I can't get a Banjo? Like, what is going on here, man? Let's get some co-developing going on. Let's get that Banjo up and going, man. I personally...
Sony gave you Ratchet. They should give you Banjo as an option to get into that demographic. I'm just saying. Look, it would help.
Rare needs
Why does Nintendo get it?
To me, I have no problem with Rare, but I don't like that game. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be 100 with you. I know they're being successful in what they're doing. Let's get Seethies up out of there. Let's get Everwild up out of there, man. Like, I want Rare to make me a Banjo. I don't care what sacrifices got to be made, but until that Banjo's coming out there, I'm on Rare's neck. I don't care who makes it, but until I get a Banjo, Rare is on my shit list. Okay, like, because it's, to me, I see Sea Thieves, and I enjoy Sea Thieves, to be honest with you. I think it's a solid game. It's just not for me to play like consistently or constantly like that. But all I see is kind of like what I saw with Deathloop. I see Sea Thieves isn't Banjo, and I'm just like, I don't want to play this. And you know what they would do that pissed me off even more? If they give me Banjo skins and a Banjo ship, I'ma uninstall that bastard if that ever happens. Like...
Yeah, I got it, man. I got a theory real quick before we move on.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Everything's gonna take Microsoft is gonna, or Xbox is gonna have their own universe. I heard this on Podcast Unlocked back when Marty Sleeva was on it, and he was like, "Yo, everything is gonna revolve around every other game, so it's gonna be nods to other games in it." I truly believe that once everything gets on the court, you'll see like a little Easter egg, like in the Order 1886. Big Cloud, you remember this when you picked up Sackboy.
Yep.
Yeah, when you found
Easter egg. Yeah, he's on the table.
Yo, I think that they'll like implement a lot of stuff like that.
I don't want to see that though. That's gonna piss me off.
That's gonna be hilarious. But I'm cool.
Because you already had Sackboy. You know what I'm saying? You had plenty of Sackboy games before he was even in that game. So it's like, you haven't had that Banjo. So if you're showing off Banjo,
so we're gonna speed past these last couple. Turn 10 and Undead Labs make a State of Decay. Turn 10. I don't really care what the hell.
Wait, you saw the trailer for the new one though, right? The new one looked.
What for? State of Decay 3?
Yeah, look kind of like. I don't know.
I'm not with CGI stuff. I gotta see the game.
I'm gonna say you don't think it's gonna be.
I got friends that work. I got friends that work at Undead, and I got a lot of confidence in them. But until I see gameplay, I gotta go with. Look, I expect a State of Decay 3 to be good, but until I see gameplay, I can't really be hyped for that. Turn 10.
Let me throw this at you though. Okay. Let me throw this at you. Just real quick, Laura.
So
you saw obviously what Last of Us 2, and how well that was received. Do you think they'll take inspiration from that?
I don't want them to. I don't want them to.
Not necessarily the narrative. I'm talking about just the quality in terms of how they go.
I don't think they can. Like, I would like for them to do something like that. Maybe with the next gen hardwares, like the Series X, they can do something like
it's not
that.
gonna come out to 2023. Yeah, and that's when you're going to get the consoles fully pushed. Is it 2023?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. As long as it doesn't affect the bottom line of what State of Decay is about. You know what I'm saying? And then, when it comes to Turn 10, that studio might as well not exist to me. Like, I don't. The only reason Playground Games
That's harsh.
The only reason Playground Games exists to me is because of Fable. If it wasn't for Fable, that you might as well just take those two. Like, to be 100% with you, Microsoft owns 21 studios to me. Okay, like they don't own 23 because
you basically calling them catering at that point. Huh?
See, they have to cater. Like just because I don't like racing games. They're getting destroyed. Well, not destroyed, but they need help in Europe, and those racing games is how you do it. So like they need that demographic, but I ain't that demographic, so I don't care. They don't exist to me. Bethesda, guys, Bethesda. This is the bread and butter. What I think a lot of their stuff. We're not going to talk about Alpha Dog games because I don't think we're going to. We'll talk about Tango GameWorks. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about Machine Games. We're not going to talk about Roundhouse Studio. I don't want to talk about studios that really don't release. And I know one of these studios do mobile games. I don't think no one cares about that. So Bethesda Game Studios, what are they doing? Hustle. What is Bethesda Game Studio doing? What do you? Starfield. Do you think they should continue with the Starfield and Elder Scrolls? Or do you think they should try to develop something new on top of all that? Or you think they should just focus on those two games?
Nah, focus on Starfield in particular. Because that's supposed to be like the biggest one out the whole acquisition, the reason why you got it. So I think they get to that, they stick to that. I think it's gonna, not to make a prediction, but I think it's gonna be the next Fallout, or I think it's gonna be as big as Fallout. Earlier you had said something in reference to you should give Fallout to somebody else, and I agree. I think you should give that to somebody else. My dogs are really fighting right now. I'll be right back.
You're fine, man. You're fine.
They're going at it.
So BitCloud, man. Bethesda Game Studios. Should they make something new?
Honestly, stick with Starfield.
I agree.
I'm down with that. Stick with Starfield. You're fine. You already got the reputation there. Nah, I think they're fine.
Yeah, but let's be real here. By the time Starfield comes out,
I don't need no complaints.
By the time Starfield comes out, and by the time Elder Scrolls comes out, I might be dead. So it's like those games.
Damn, you doing that?
You know how long it's going to take to make Elder Scrolls 6? Like we might be at the middle of next generation by then. So like they're fine. They don't have to worry about nothing, man. ZeniMax Online. I feel this is their online studio. Keep in mind, anything this studio makes most likely is going on PlayStation. I don't see the studio being an exclusive. I think everything they make is going to be multi-plat. What do you think that ZeniMax Online? Do you think that they're doing fine with the Elder Scrolls Online? Because I feel like a lot of people love that game. Like a lot of people love that game.
I haven't heard any complaints for it. I think they're fine. It just, I don't know really what to say on it. I think they're good with the online part.
I agree. I agree. I don't really think Hustle gonna really say too much about ZeniMax Online. I don't think he plays too much. Tango Games is definitely something that I feel like we could talk about for a couple seconds, because I feel like this is one of the potential studios that Microsoft owns that could actually deliver some unique fruit. The Evil Within, for those of you that don't know, the Evil Within 1 and 2 was good games. They're making that Ghostwire that looks like trash. I don't think I'm wanting to play that.
Damn. Like, why are we doing this?
Look, man, I just don't like the way it looks. Like, I don't like the way it looks. Like, until I see some more different types of gameplay, I'm not saying that I need to stop using the word trash, but like, I use the word trash in games I don't care about. Everything's trash I don't care about. I'm sorry, I'll be real with you. It doesn't mean that the games are trash. It just means I don't particularly care for that game. I'm going to try to be better on using the word trash because I think that is a little harsh. I feel like this studio needs to do something new. Because I feel like this studio is such a talented studio because of the Evil Within. Make a horror game. You know what? Get Kojima over there. Partner up with that studio, and these two studios need to come together and make some out of this world stuff that I feel like I had to be on acid to play game, because I feel like those two games together is making some crazy game that we might have to like be banned in a couple countries. Like What do you guys feel about this studio?
Well, skip me because I just got here.
It's the people who make The Evil Within.
Make another one.
Tango
I
Games,
don't like-
Ghostwire Studio.
I would say, if the Evil One Within does seem pretty successful, I would say make another one of those. Even though I don't like horror games historically, if y'all know me, I know I ain't really. I ain't know that type of time.
You afraid of horror games? Come on, man.
You goddamn right I am. Hey, listen.
You ain't gonna like who my next guest is after Thursday, then.
Oh,
you ain't gonna like who we got. You ain't gonna like who we got next, then.
Look at you foreshadowing. I probably will love who you have next. However,
you'll love her. You'll love her
Kojima.
because you ran away from her in Resident Evil Village.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you didn't get the tall
Would
shit.
you,
Man, I hope.
would you like to?
I did actually.
I don't really.
Is this breaking news?
Yes, sir. I just broke it here on
Oh,
show.
so you got
That's
the tall
right.
chick. What's that chick's name?
Next week, Alcina Demetres will be on the podcast. The face model of Alcina, the very face model.
That's
of
crazy.
Alcina
You over there
Demetres.
doing your stuff, man. Like I
Yeah.
personally like the other ones is more my taste. I don't know why people went crazy over that tall chick. Like,
Hey, watch your mouth.
like
amazing.
no,
Watch
no,
your
I'm
mouth.
not. No,
Watch your
no,
mouth.
no, no. I'm not
That's the best
saying.
one.
I'm saying that there is some weird stuff going around over that tall chick, like stuff that you don't see in the. You see some creepy stuff in the industry, but for that particular woman, it was creepy.
It's worse than
creepy.
Bowsette. You remember what happened with Bowsette Hustle when they were doing that shit?
Yeah.
It's worse than, I would say it's worse than that. It was like, bro, she's a video game character, and some of y'all are really pushing this.
Look, man, Mike Fury, those curves, those melon. Like, oh my god. See, look, this is what I'm saying. This woman does weird things to people. Like, man, your chat's about
Shout
to
out
be
to
lit.
Angry Joe. Angry Joe had the funniest skit for her. He was like, sit and stomp. I lost it when he said sit and stomp. I was dead. But literally, she's one of the best villains. Though. Like, it's better than Seven.
Look, man, I might, even if I'm at work, I'm gonna have to pop into that and just look at that chat, because you're about to have the weirdest chat next week, Big Cloud. Be prepared. You're about to have the weirdest.
I thought my chat was getting weird. Listen, my chat was getting kind of spooky when we had, the voice of Bela from the game.
Mm-hmm.
And she was awesome. She was awesome to talk to. Her name's Becca Prue. She was amazing to talk to. But it was getting there. But a lot of dudes are sitting there going, "Yo, Ryan, you need to get Lady Dimitrescu." I'm sitting there going, "Who, Maggie?" They were sitting there going, "Yeah, Maggie." I'm just going,
okay.
I reached out to Maggie and she said no, so it was that. But I was like, okay, I know one person who wasn't going to say no, and that was the actual model herself, because she's actually a fan of the show. That was shocking.
Bro, dude, you shouldn't be shocked by that. You shouldn't be shocked by that, by the way.
I was shocked by that. No, because she watched the interview with Becca, and she loved how much fun we were having. So that shocked me.
That's how I go. That's the game. When,
All right,
when you get that, congratulations.
Here's one of
seriously.
I would say here's one of the pillars to Bethesda Studios. ID.
It's software.
Like, what do you guys think they should make? I don't think they're making another Doom. I feel like the expansions finished that kind of thing up. I feel like they're gonna make that other game that Bethesda owns. No,
they're not making another Rage. They're not making Quake. Maybe Wolfenstein.
I don't think they're gonna make Wolfenstein, man. I think it's Quake, man. Like, I don't know. Part of me feels like they're showing that remake because they about to drop that Quake trailer in the next year. Like, I think, because I don't think they're gonna make a Doom. I think give them something high paced. We need something high paced. What's that bubblegum bullshit game that people kept talking about? Duke Nukem. Like, let them remake an actual proper Duke Nukem. Like give them something that. Look at Hustle.
Addict, they're not gonna do that with the time frame that we live in.
I don't even know what type of game Duke Nukem is. I ain't never played it. So
just think of the most misogynistic cis white male that you can possibly think of. They're not doing that, dog. They're not doing it.
There's plenty of other things they could do. Like
but they're not doing Duke Nukem. I can guarantee you that one. Can you imagine how that would go over? Like if they make Duke Nukem how they used to make them back in the day? Because I played that game on PlayStation. That's not going over well. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. That ain't. Listen. What's up? They changed Laura Croft, and yeah, never mind.
Then they need to make Doom. Like, let them make Doom or Quake. I feel like that's the studios that really gonna benefit them, man. That studio is gonna benefit them. Arcane, Dishonored 3. I don't care what you guys say. I want Dishonored 3. I don't want no Deathloop 2. That's okay. But until you get me a Dishonored 3, I don't want to hear nothing from this damn studio. Oh yeah, that's right. Red, whatever that game's called.
This is me force choking for saying no.
No, I'm not feeling that game. I have to see more on that game.
No. So you were the champion this whole chat. Now you turn to the villain. Now you made the heel who's supposed to be me.
That's okay. I'm okay with being the villain.
Why? No, that's my job.
Nah, I'm okay with being the villain. Give me my Dishonored 3. Give me my Dishonored 3, or get out of my chat. Give me my Dishonored 3, man. That's all I want in this world is my Dishonored 3. It's all I want. I don't think they need. Look, can we get out of this thing where everyone has to make like 18 different teams in a studio? I feel like studios need 2 teams. What they working on now and what they working on later. Like, I don't think like a studio needs like 8 teams, because I feel like if one of those teams start falling back, the other teams are going to get thrown to that team anyway. So like that's my personal opinion. I just feel like, me personally, being the selfish individual I am, I want Dishonored 3. And that's what I want, and I'm not going to stop shouting it off rooftops until I get my Dishonored 3. What do you guys think?
I wanted to take some time to correct you. Machine Games, they're the ones who make
Wolfenstein.
Yeah, they make Wolfenstein.
That's the last game we're going to talk about.
Yes.
That's next is Wolfenstein. So when it comes to Arcane, what are they making, man? Do you guys think they should, make a Dishonored 3, which is the correct answer? May I add that? That's the correct answer. Or do you think they should maybe, try a new IP, or maybe do Deathloop 2?
Do Deathloop 2, considering the reception that everybody is kind of giving this game.
The only
you played and beat it.
It's literally going to be Hellblade, a situation like Hellblade 2. All over again with that game.
Yeah, that would be a funny thing. Deathloop 2. Only reason they're making it is to make sure it's an exclusive on their platform.
Yeah.
All right.
I was playing it earlier. I still gotta get back into it. It's pretty good.
Machine Gun Games, man. Machine Gun Games. I think they should make something else. I don't think they should go back to Wolfenstein. I think they're making Indiana Jones, but I don't even. I don't know why they're making that game, but I think they should.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, because I'm gonna say this on your show, Addict. I want you to look at the camera. I'm saying this. If this game, look at the camera.
I'm looking at the camera.
No, you're not looking at the camera.
No, I'm looking at you.
I want you to look at your camera so I can look at you. There you go. That's what I want. Look at your camera. I'm gonna be honest with you, Addict. I'm gonna say it right here on that. I'm gonna say it right here on this platform. If this game plays like Uncharted 4. We're gonna have some problems.
If this game plays like
exactly like Uncharted 4, we're gonna have some problems.
Now you look at
a lot of people say a lot of people complain about Uncharted 4, especially with the rope and all the mechanics. If it's exactly the same,
you look at your camera. Okay? If this game plays like Uncharted 4, that's a W. That's a W.
No. You don't deserve that. You don't deserve that W. No, that's ours. Get your own creativity.
Explain to me how you gonna claim a gameplay style. Explain to that.
I just did because I'm bitter and jealous.
I tell you this. If it's one thing that the Xbox needs, they need an Uncharted clone, dog. Like, that's my favorite franchise, period. Uncharted 2, favorite game of all time. Last of Us Part 1, second favorite game. But it's important. The reason why I say that, Microsoft, I don't think that they have anything like an Uncharted. So, now granted, it's Indiana Jones, and nobody care about her some forward old ass. I don't care.
I don't know. They might get Troy Baker and play it.
Oh, I'm almost sure of it. Oh, so just be myself, and then yeah. Look, however they do it, if they are making Indiana Jones, which I think Attic, you said that, cool. I want that to play like Uncharted, because they need that. They need something that's like heavily story driven. If they can hit if they hit the gameplay right, cool. If they hit the story right, for me, even better. I just want like the Uncharted 2 vibes. In a perfect world, And that's what I want. Graphically, all that to like come together, so Xbox can have their offering of what an Uncharted would be on their platform.
Look, to
what
be
do you
fair,
expect out of this game? Like on some road, do y'all expect? Like,
it's going to be an Uncharted clone. It's going to be an Uncharted clone.
You
look,
expect
to me,
like Tomb Raider? Is that what y'all expecting?
I mean, that's what he's about, isn't it? Indiana Jones.
Y'all expecting all this, right?
To me, it's only right that Indiana Jones gets the copy off Uncharted when Uncharted copied everything off of Indiana Jones. Like,
well, that and Tomb Raider, yes. That and some things from Tomb Raider, yes. But yeah,
it says big cloud of witness protection. My bad. I'm over here adjusting my light.
Oh no.
There you go.
No,
it's right enough for you. There you go. You can see me in my room.
That's just one of them things that, in my opinion, Microsoft needs that. It needs to be third person. Since we are making these Uncharted comparisons, if it's just like that for me, for Hustle and Motivator, just speaking for me, I wouldn't mind that whatsoever. I just want to have like some type of in-depth story, tight controls, fun gameplay elements, some cool little puzzles here and there.
Obviously, I don't want them.
So I love Uncharted.
I don't want them to copy everything off of Uncharted, but to me, there's a reason that type of gameplay is done so well, because it is a good loop. It's a good loop of gameplay. The biggest thing that I lean more towards Tomb Raider in like the reboots than I lean towards Uncharted, because I feel like they put more of a human thing on Lara Croft than they did Nathan Drake. Like, I feel like you know, by the end of that game, I was seeing more character development and like feeling like she's trying to survive than Nathan Drake. Nathan Drake felt like he was like forget about super soldiers. Send Nathan Drakes across the seas, like, because that dude doesn't miss. He doesn't care if he kills 1,000 people. Like, you felt when you see Lara Croft kill people in the reboots, you felt that she wasn't enjoying what she was doing. She was surviving though. So, you know,
she was very fragile in the first one. She wasn't really a killer. She was just an explorer. Then she becomes a badass in the first one. Then now look at her, she's Tomb Raider.
Yeah, so you know that's pretty much all about it. And the last thing I want to talk about real quick, all these studios, who do you think's the most important studio of their game?
Initiative. Point blank period. That's the new studio. That's the one that's the talent that you're cultivating.
You think that's the Naughty Dog of their onslaught?
That's what I hear, man. And I hope so. And
let's take it that way. Let's take it that way.
Which one would be the Insomniac of their?
Yeah, let's. Which studio is the counter to what PlayStation studio?
Oh, okay. Well, Initiative is, you know, the Coalition would be the counter to the Initiative, in my humble opinion. I did a video on that once upon a time in terms of consistency. They've proven that with Gears 4, Gears 5, Gears Tactics, and Gears Hive Busters. So they've proven that to me. Big Cloud. Oh no, because I don't want to just do one and then I'll pass it off, because I don't want to just keep going.
Yeah. Well, okay, that's how we'll do it. That's how we'll do it. We'll go from the bottom, because I personally feel like Naughty Dog's still their best studio. Insomniac's the most consistent studio. So what do you think? Huh?
That's what I'm saying. It's like, which one will fall on the plate against that?
Yeah. Who did you say Insomniac was, Hustle?
Said Insomniac was the Coalition.
Okay, Coalition.
Insomniac Coalition.
Who do you think your Insomniac is?
You know, personally, looking at the list, maybe Obsidian.
That's Obsidian. That's what I'm saying. Obsidian. Put in the chat. Obsidian. Put yours in there too, man. Put your put your versions of who Insomniac is right now. So I
Naughty
think
Dog would definitely be the Initiative. I agree with Hustle there. Yeah.
I think Obsidian is going to be there. I'm gonna throw out good quality games over and over again, and I'm gonna do little to no wrong, just like Insomniac. All right, so let's keep Naughty Dog for last, because I do think Naughty Dog's still their best studio. Sucker Punch. Who is their version of
Sucker Punch?
From this list?
Well, I mean, that's all their studios. So.
Yeah, I got you. I'm just saying.
That was tough. That one's tough.
I would say, for me, I'd say id Software, and I'm not a fan of like the Doom games and stuff like that. But if I had to make it like some type of, if I had to like put them up in a fight, like I think I would be more comfortable with Doom, with the people who made Doom winning that fight, and id Software.
I'm with that.
I'm gonna say the
Or at least have a
initiative.
fighting chance.
I'm saying the initiative.
So okay, all right.
Wait, so you said so we said the initiative is the Naughty Dog.
No,
Yeah.
you guys
Mike
said
Duck.
the initiative is not.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. That's what
Yeah.
I'm
That's what
saying.
we
We said is there denied. You're saying that's the sucker punch
Mm-hmm.
of then what's the Naughty Dog of Xbox? team?
That's a good question.
We're gonna get to that.
We already answered it.
Oh,
pretty much.
all right.
so I think Bethesda Game Studios is their Naughty Dog. I think that's the one that's going to give the most quality out of all these studios.
Out of all the studios,
I think Elder Scrolls is a 90+ already, and it's not even out.
Okay.
I think Starfield 9 times out of 10 is a 90+ game. Like, out of all these studios here, none of them have delivered more than Bethesda Game Software. None of them have. And to a point, even Naughty Dog hasn't performed what they've done. Like, they've performed extremely anticipated game, but usually when Bethesda launches an RPG, it changes the whole genre almost every time. We haven't seen them do much of anything for a while. Like, obviously, even their game on the worst day, Fallout 4 is like an 87, 88 on Metacritic.
Somebody said 343. I'm shocked. They said that 343 would be their Naughty Dog.
Oh no!
Somebody said that in the chat. No,
nah.
You got me on that one.
All right. Here's a good one. Saint Monica.
I mean, according to what I'm seeing here, I would have said Bethesda for Santa Monica. I would have said personally.
All right, so
Bethesda,
you're saying
but they're
Bethesda.
putting out.
Okay, what do you say,
Yeah.
BitCloud?
Coalition, maybe.
Ooh, I'm saying Ninja Theory. I'm saying Ninja Theory.
I don't want to listen. I gotta see I gotta see just the results of Hellblade 2 first before I say that's it. They did great with the first one on a budget. This is it on a full-fledged, backing, but nah. I'll say Coalition.
Oh, you guys don't like that, do you? You didn't like that one, did you?
Nah.
All right, so that's pretty much it. I said Bethesda Game Software for Naughty Dog, and you guys said
The initiative.
The initiative.
They got to live up to that. They listen. It's either Naughty Dog or bust, and I'm not finna hold you up. Like they got to live up to that though. Like that was the first one that they announced when they 2008. Y'all remember E3 2018? Oh, we jumping out the gate. Oh, Xbox don't got no games. All right, well we got a whole new studio for you. Like they got to live up to that. They got to be top tier. They got to, dog. I'm looking forward to it.
The last time we saw that game, funny thing is, the last update we got for that game from Ninja Theory, Hellblade, they were taking pictures of the foliage. They were in level design of the map. Remember, they were taking pictures of the island or wherever they were at. So it's like, we don't know how far we are from this. When you're in, level design, that means you haven't even built the main foundation. You haven't done mocap either.
Look, I see people clowning us for not saying Playground Games. If I were to say Playground Games, I would say they're another form of Insomniac because they do make a lot of high quality games. But until I see that Fable, I can't really give them that Insomniac level. They make great Forza Horizons, but if they make a good Fable, if they make a great Fable, I would put them up there with Insomniac easy. But until they make another IP, because I feel like the moment they showed how quality of a Spider-Man Insomniac made, they were able to get that kind of publicity. But until we see the consistency in the different types of genres that they make, we can't give them that type. I'm not saying that Fable isn't going to be good, but I'm saying we need to see Fable. And I think Fable has a great chance of being great, but we got to see it. And we haven't even seen gameplay from it yet.
I agree with John Rocks when he said Turn 10 is basically their polyphony, and Double Fine is Media Molecule. I agree with that completely.
I think Double Fine is on another level than Media Molecule. I think saying that Media Molecule is Double Fine is their Media Molecule is disrespectful to Double Fine. I'll be real with you.
I was gonna say Mojang was their Media Molecule actually. If I had to do something in terms of just
with Minecraft.
With Minecraft, yeah. I put Minecraft.
To be honest with you, Minecraft's on another level than anything on this list, on Sony's list, on anything. And I don't like Minecraft, but
Minecraft took over.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest IPs in gaming. So like
I don't even know why. That's the wild part. I don't know why.
Hey, kids
because
love
of
Minecraft,
Dream
man.
on Twitter. He put that game on his back and he went on a completely different level, man.
That's another game too. Dreams still getting a lot of traction. Dudes making TV shows on it, so it's wild.
The only place I want to see Dreams is in my nightmares. I don't want to see that game ever.
Oh no.
Yeah, I definitely, we're gonna end this here, man. This went a little bit on because but Big Cloud wanted it, and he gives a lot of good insight. I'm gonna get these little bit of super chats real quick that I did. First off, I want to appreciate everyone coming through for liking the channel, for coming and listening to us. Say some crazy stuff about these studios. Clearly, everything we say is our opinions. I know for some reason people want to act like everything I say is facts. It's not. It's my opinion, and I have every right to hop on my opinion and never let go. So there's a couple super chats real quick. Okay, so I'm pretty sure the last one I see. Okay, so $5 super chat from Raiden Blade. In the words of Z and J-Dub in the Behemoth, you are so stop crying and convert. You ask for it, now you got to suck it up. Oh my God.
Right.
Shout out to Z, man. Zaire, I've never seen eye to eye with a lot of things Zaire does. But one thing I can honestly say about that man is he stays true to himself and he never switches up. All these years, he's made the same type of content and he's always improved his content. And you gotta give him that shout out, man. Gotta give him that shout out. So you got a $5 super chat from Raiden Blade. No, Nintendo are the smartest. They get you while you're young and while everyone buy Nintendo without. Gotta agree with you there. They do kind of get you when you're young. That sounds so bad, but we're gonna move past that, man.
I mean, everybody could say Nintendo was their childhood growing up. Everybody.
Yeah, so we got a $2 super chat from Flame. Compulsion is it me and Nisus is the king. The people who making the PC ports.
Oh no!
Oh my God! Say it ain't so.
No.
We got a 2 super chat from Raiden Blade. Maria Yurgain, something like that. Butchering that whole damn name, but we're moving past that. And then Jiggy G with the $2 super chat. This is a great show, even though BitCloud's a hater. You a hater, BitCloud.
It's Jigga J.
Jigga J.
I don't know about Big Cloud being no hater. However, Big Cloud, I do have a question for you, kind sir.
What's up?
What's the name of your podcast and when does it come on? And where can we find you?
Oh, thank you. Well, my podcast name is the RGT Podcast. We do it every Friday. This Friday, we got Xbox Pope coming through. So we're going to talk to Pope Art about a few things. This Thursday, we have Agent 47 coming through. It's going to be me and him, one-on-one interview. Get to see how, basically talked about him, his impact on our childhoods, the industry, how he's been, and obviously get some good questions in for him, especially on why he didn't play the damn character in the movies, because y'all saw these damn Hitman movies. They weren't, they hit different when you don't have, Hitman in there. So that's what's going on there. And of course, I already dropped the jewel here on the show next week. I'm already working on the time with her right now. Just gonna wait for her reply, but Sherry said she's coming through. So next week, we are going to have Lady Dimitrescu on the show. And I'm looking forward to talk to her as well. But yeah, that's me, Big Cloud Gaming, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. I'd appreciate the invites.
Yeah, I put his Twitter's in the chat. Definitely go to that. Follow him on Twitter. Big Cloud's getting some unique perspectives in the industry that I don't really see a lot of people get, man. Like what I like about you is like you're getting a lot of the voice actors too and stuff. Like yeah. And I don't see people doing that ever. And I like that. I like that. Like you giving.
I'm gonna let you know if I get a particular one that I looked out for. Because I talked to a certain person about, and I'm just gonna give you a hint. This individual plays Thor.
Oh, Play Store.
Play Store in God of War Ragnarok.
So
yeah, I'm waiting to see if we can get that individual on. I've been waiting for just like 2 days now, but hopefully we can work something out there. But yeah, like that's the thing. I really like I don't know. I feel like I shine better just talking. Naturally to everybody, and having the ability to talk to the very people who bring the characters to life is awesome.
Yeah, I get
Indeed.
that, man. And Hustle, what do people can find you at, man? He is in the description, by the way. You guys can definitely go in there. But what do you got going on, man? You gonna be streaming this week, any?
Hopefully, if I don't have to go to work, then I will be streaming more than likely this weekend. Hopefully, keep fingers crossed. If I don't have to work, I'm streaming WWF No Mercy on the Nintendo 64. My retro tank should be here Friday or Friday night, according to what I saw in the post office. The retro tank is just like a pass through before you hook it up to the. What's up?
You need to keep me updated on when you go live, because what I'm gonna start doing is hosting you on the IOP Twitch channel. I wish they would do so. I wish they would do that, something like that on YouTube. YouTube needs more features. Yeah, more type of features.
That would be awesome.
It would be nice. At Big Club, you got some real good stuff brewing over there. And I ain't just saying that because you're here. You've invited me to your platform countless times.
I'm gonna get you back on. I don't know if Attic is free next week because I have Cognito coming through next week. So if y'all want to come through as well, I mean, we can have ILP RGT showcase or something. Talk about.
Well, that's what it is. No. You keep working. I see you. I see Blaze over there. I see Mr. Troubleshoot Gaming over there every so often. But it's good to see you, Vic. It's good to see all y'all like growing like that. And the niche that you have now. I mean, I'm a little upset you beat me to it, but the niche that you got is like you're interviewing a lot of different people that we don't see. Like, yeah, because people see executives and Ryan McCaffrey, and shout out to J Barry and Persona. They're going to have Shaun Layton on their podcast.
Shots me. That was awesome. But I was like, that makes sense. It works for them. I'm like, dude, go for it. Have fun. That's going to be a great show for them. But me, I just wanted to be more. Like we I don't want to be like the guys so we see the same thing over and over. You know what I mean? I don't want to be that.
Yeah.
Like us talking about gaming. How many podcasts did our talks about gaming? You know what I mean? Like you wanna stick out in some particular way, and that's what it came down to. RGT used to get into a lot of wild stuff. I was like, nah, I want to take this to a different direction. It's been slow, but it's been worth it to watch it grow and get more organic reactions than what I did before.
Indeed. And once again, thank you for like opening up the platform to somebody like me. Same thing with you, Attic. Yeah, I was just doing the comment section, y'all. So this.
Oh yeah, I appreciate possible. You always be in the chat. I'd be like, bro, why isn't Hustle not getting view of my dog? Man. Hit him up, hit up Hustle.
I'll be chilling, man.
I'm glad you're here though. I'm glad you know what I'm saying? There's like my grandmother told me when you put good in the world, sometimes it will come back to you. You know what I mean? You put a lot of good into everybody. You literally, help spread the word for everybody else. So the fact that you're here, more people, more eyes are on you, and you can grow your platform to where you want to get it. You know what I'm saying? Just take that. Just go with it, man. Just be consistent. That's all.
Yeah, that's what's killing me. It's really just that. It's nothing else. It's just the consistency. And yes, me and your grandmother, we agree on that. Well, whatever you put into the universe is what you whatever you put out to the universe is what you get back. There's a reason why I'm welcome in so many other circles and I'm not as popular as say a lot of other people. Like there is a reason for that, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I am not the best gamer, as y'all know. So, but there's a reason for that, though.
A lot of places, a lot of ways that you can proceed in content on YouTube. It's like I said, it's like the ladder effect. There's the quick ladder, but there's no ladder after that quick ladder. You got a real short ceiling, or there's the ladders where there's more ladders to climb. And there's a longer, grind to climb those ladders. But there's ladders after ladders and not just one big ladder that gets you to the equivalent of maybe 3 ladders on the other side.
Yeah.
But there's ladders after those 3 ladders you could climb. But the big ladder only has 1. So, it takes longer.
I do want to tell everybody in the chat too, because I know this is like an Xbox, crowd, but I will be covering Xbox. I changed everything back to what we were. Aside from PlayStation, I will be talking about Xbox as well. But don't worry, there ain't gonna be no. It ain't what you guys think. No, it's gonna be me, my honest opinions on everything. I will give you guys my honest takes. You guys want to hear that? It's Big Cloud Gaming YouTube. You'll get the same respect as you see me give to PlayStation. That's how I do it. That's how I try to do it, and the only way I know how to. So if you want to hear my takes, you'll definitely see it. But appreciate y'all, and thanks for having me again.
Oh, no problem, man. We're gonna go ahead and close out of this. Definitely go follow these people. I put BetCloud's Twitter in the chat. And you can always follow all Hustle stuff in the the description. Appreciate everyone coming through, man. We definitely, you know, we had up to like almost 240 people in here, 230. You guys come up here every week. Definitely show how many ladders again. All right, man. I'm not going to bring a ladder analogy again because apparently you guys like to clown. So, you know, definitely IOP this Sunday, 11 a.m. Man, I love saying 1 p.m. and I can't say it right now. 11 a.m. Eastern. Definitely tune in for you know, the Iron Lords podcast. We're gonna be talking about stuff. Hopefully, some news happens between now and then because
it's been very dry.
Yeah, very dry. I you know, it's so dry. I might have to buy Kina. That's sad. That's how sad this stuff is right now.
Oh, you know, jail what you was gonna buy to begin with. Stop. Stop.
So you know, I might or might not buy that game and give you guys some input on these trees. These trees. Well, we talk about it, man. I appreciate everyone
that
coming
PlayStation
through, man.
You don't like that PlayStation stand, son. You like that Xbox stand. I see.
Yeah, okay. But you know, appreciate everyone coming through, man. It's going to be we'll see you next week and see you on the Attic Show next